includes many Republicans. NPR's Ryan Lucas reports.
The so-called anti-weaponization fund has been on hold since a federal judge temporarily blocked it last week in response to a lawsuit challenging the fund's creation. The order barred the Justice Department from taking any action to create the fund, transfer money into it.
9-year sentence for her role in a scheme to copy her county's election system. Democratic Governor Jared Polis commuted her sentence, saying she had to express regret about her actions. Today, she appeared on right-wing podcaster Steve Bannon's program, repeating debunked conspiracy theories that voting machines cheated Trump out of re-election in 2020. Iran says it is suspending talks with the U.S. over Israeli military operations in Lebanon and Gaza. Israel has continued to bomb South Lebanon and the southern suburbs of Beirut, considered Hezbollah strongholds, even though a ceasefire was reached in April. NPR's Hadil Al-Shalchi reports.
The semi-official Iranian news agency, Tasnim, which is associated with the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, said that Tehran was demanding the end of what it called the aggressive and brutal Israeli army operations in Gaza and Lebanon. It also called for the complete withdrawal of Israeli military forces from Lebanon. Iran said that unless those conditions were fulfilled, talks with the U.S. to end the war would halt. There was no immediate confirmation from senior Iranian officials that messages, mostly relayed via Pakistan, between the warring parties were being suspended. The U.S. and Iran said last week they were close to a tentative 60-day ceasefire extension and framework to start talks to end the war, but the agreement is waiting on President Trump's approval. Hadil Al-Shalchi, NPR News.
AI company Anthropic is moving toward going public on Wall Street. The maker of chatbot Claude says it has submitted a confidential filing with the Securities and Exchange Commission for a proposed initial public offering. Anthropic has risen from a little-known research laboratory to one of the leading AI companies, valued at $965 billion. This is NPR News.
73 degrees at 4:04. Good afternoon.
Right?
I'm Alex Dedman with WBEZ News. Spencer Leak Jr., one of the leaders of the Chicago funeral titan Leak & Sons, has died at 56. Leak Jr. helped run the family's funeral homes for more than 45 years. His family shared the news of his passing in a statement over the weekend. Leak & Sons handled the funerals of notable Chicagoans, including singer Sam Cooke, comedian Bernie Mac, and the Reverend Jesse Jackson Sr. Sometimes reporter Mariah Rush says Leak Jr. is remembered for the care he took burying all Black Chicagoans respectfully.
No matter if it was Jesse Jackson Sr. or someone down the street, he wanted to make sure they all felt like they were being paid special care.
Rush says Leak Jr.'s legacy will likely live on through his son, who's expressed that he wants to keep the family business going. Chicago police data this morning show the month of May had 36 murders. That number holds it'll be 2 fewer murders than May of last year, and it will be the lowest May total since 2007. Looking at the whole year so far, murders are up slightly, about 6% from 2025. Chicago finished last year with its lower murder count in 6 decades. The Chicago White Sox started a 3-game series against the Minnesota Twins tonight. They entered the series boasting a 5-game win streak. Follows an exciting sweep of the Detroit Tigers at Wright Field this past weekend.
But murders are
White
up
Sox
all
manager
year.
Will Venables says
You heard
the
him,
entire
right?
team stepped up. There were
So,
contributions everywhere.
What probably happened is the mayor sent out a news release saying we have 2 fewer murders than last year. But the reporter said, yeah, but the murders are up overall the whole year, right? And even if you're only down 2 murders, that's not down.
Because the population going down.
It's the same. 2 murders is the same. It's statistically the same. So that news release backfired on them.
6:30. Stars lost 2-0 to the San Diego Wave. They're getting ready to play the Utah Royals on Friday at 4 o'clock.
That's 1 per day.
Tonight, lows in the mid-50s. This is WBEZ. Support for NPR.
So every day there's somebody being killed in our city.
Other contributors
That's pretty bad.
When in the every day somebody is shot, right? Don't die, but shot.
Foundation, committed to advancing transformative youth and...
Oh, that was WBEZ, not WBBN. That was actually a pretty good report there.
Curfew around the Delaney Hall detention facility early Sunday.
District 62. The activity was discussed. outside of the district. According to the Daily Herald, the school board met in a closed-door session Friday night, discussed the issue, but the board took no action in open session after that discussion. All bank accounts tied to the district have been flagged and secured to prevent any additional fraud. Chicago police combing through security footage as they search for a group of armed robbers accused of striking early this morning in River North.
It was about 5 or 6 people, 2 of whom showed guns, police say, and drove off in a white SUV. The department did not have more of a description of the group, who allegedly held up 2 men near Ontario and Clark at around 3:45 this morning. The 19-year-old and 23-year-old victims were not hurt and did hand over their belongings. 2 weeks ago, the 18th District warned about more than a dozen armed robberies in River North, Streeterville, and Lakeview at night and in the early morning hours. Nancy Hardy, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
You're gonna need to move.
4:08, time now for traffic and weather together on the 8th. How the roadways, Neil, for your review?
We have some pretty big delays on the Eisenhower outbound right now, Andy. Before the Veterans Tollway, before Route 390, you crashed. It looks like your lanes are open, everything being dealt with on the shoulder, but still a lot to see driving by. 50 minutes to Manheim, an hour 12 to the Jane Addams Tollway, hour 12 inbound, you're 35 in for Manheim. Eden's travel time inbound.
So, everybody understood. We just heard 2 different newscasts, right? One from WBEZ and one from WBBM ABC News. Yeah, WBBM and now I think ABC runs the radio station. I don't know. But they said, oh, we have fewer murders. That's not statistically significant, first of all. Secondly, in the newscast, they said, oh, by the way, murders are up this year. And if you really talk about it, if you had 36 murders, that's 1 per day. So we have a 1 per day murder here. And then, when we flip to the next radio station, BBM, we went from BEZ to BBM, we heard, oh, by the way, they just robbed a bunch of people in River North. So, crime ain't down. It's far from being down.
1828 on the outbound side.
And that's what happens when you try to manipulate the narrative when the facts are against you. And that's what's happening now. The facts are against the mayor. And he can't stop it. By the way, this is SubX.News on the spot reporting. It's 4:09 p.m. It's June 1st, the first day of June, 2026. Welcome to the broadcast. Sorry, I just went into my whatever I'm doing, but that's important. It's like the Bears Stadium. You can't hide the facts no more, right? I'll talk about the Bears Stadium after the news a little bit.
News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
Do you know they blew the Bears Stadium, right?
Rest of the day,
or did they?
And some more sprinkles giving way to sunshine. High 73 degrees, though in the mid to upper 60s at the lakefront. Clear tonight for a low of 54 degrees. And tomorrow, plenty of sun, should be very nice. High 75, temperatures holding in the 60s at the lakefront and back into the 80s on Wednesday. Partly sunny right now, 71 degrees at O'Hare and Midway, 63 along the lakefront. Wall Street today gains across the board. The Dow up 46 points. NASDAQ added 114. The S&P 500 gained 20. It's 4:10.
This is Rob Hart. I'm the host of the Noon Business Hour, and as you know,
So, regarding the Bears, first of all, why are we doing a budget at midnight, the last day of the year of the legislature? Why? Because you can rip people off. They had a whole year to do the budget. They had multiple years to do the Bears deal. The Bears deal been going on for years now, right? So why do you do it at the end of the day? Because you can do what? Scamming. That's why. The legislators intentionally do criminal, corrupt activity in Illinois. If you're a regular person that works every day, what do? You do your work, so it's finished. These guys want to do everything at the end of the day, and who does that? That does the lobbyists and the special interests. Do you think those legislators read all those documents they just passed last night? Absolutely not. That's why there's a statement out on Twitter from Arlington Heights mayor, I believe. I think that's who wrote it. Let me double check here. Yeah, Arlington Heights mayor says, yeah, this is some BS. We've been working on this and no one called us, no one worked with us, no one did anything. Here's his statement, right? This the Arlington Heights mayor. The village of Arlington Heights has spent the last 5 years working diligently to prepare for the redevelopment of Arlington Park. We are truly disappointed with the outcome from the spring legislative session yet again. Although we recognize that these discussions are complex and involve many stakeholders, this is clearly a fumble for the state of Illinois. My commitment to the residents and businesses of Arlington Heights is unwavering, and we will continue to represent the interests of our community as future opportunities and next steps are considered. So here's the mayor telling you exactly what happened. This is, they failed. They failed. They failed. So the people we elect to do two things: to protect us and to work for us. They do two things: they protect us and they work for us. They don't work for their special interests, and that's where we've become corrupted in a society. These legislators think they can do whatever the hell they want. They do their own shit up there. They worked at midnight on some bullshit. They didn't do anything to keep the bears in the state. They did who knows what else in those bills. We don't know what's in there until someone else is going to read it. We got to go through those documents and read what's actually in them, because they put all kinds of crap in that stuff, right? Like the migrant spending. They passed the migrant spending. Everybody knows that out-of-state migrants, illegal aliens, now have in-state tuition in Illinois. That passed way before the budget. How did that pass and the bears didn't? So you're protecting some illegal migrants' position rather than protecting the Chicago Bears position. What kind of traitors do we have down in Springfield? That's treason. You're protecting who? Illegals over your own Bears that are one of the first NFL teams in the history of the NFL. So instead of protecting that legacy, instead of protecting that business, instead of protecting all that jobs, all that wealth, all that money, you think about illegal aliens first, because that law passed long before the budget passed. That shows you the priorities, it shows you the intentions, and it shows you the treasonous nature of the Democratic Party in Illinois. They might be different in other states, I don't know. But it just shows you who the Democrats are, right? They're traitors. They're traitors. They talk about us. To look at Tony Preckwinkle's page today. Oh, she talks about same sex. She's a perverted freak. So you're an elected politician talking about having sex with the same sex. She said LGBTQ. That's sexual preference. What does the government have to do with sexual preference? We talked about this the other day, right? Sexual preference, and you put it on your page? What does sexual preference have to do with governing our state or our county or our city? Nothing. It's a perversion. It's a perversion, and perversions are okay. It's a vice, whatever. It is what it is. You want to sleep, girls want to sleep with girls, guys want to sleep with guys, whatever you want to do. You want to sleep with your cousins. I don't know what you do out there. I don't know. I have a wife. I've been married almost 30 years. That's what I got, and I got 4 kids. That's who I am, right? But if you want to promote sexual perversions through a government website, you're beyond bizarre. And then you leave a business that's been around for 100 years, leave our city and leave our county, leave our state, while you pass a law to protect migrants not paying out-of-state tuition. That's kind of bizarre, isn't it? It shows you who they are. They're not even for, I don't even know what that is. Think about this. You're a politician elected to represent people. Okay, so you can say, oh, they're JAGs or whatever it is, blah, blah, blah. But their payment, their pensions, their salaries come from taxes. The taxes now that they're going to lose because of losing the bears. It's bizarre. It's like they are intentionally destroying our own society. Intentionally. What's up, Marietta? How was your weekend? Good?
16, when searching for a business home field advantage, search the village of Bedford Park. Time now for sports, and here's 104.3 The Score's Chris Emma.
Andy, truth be told, there's no hard deadline for the Bears to make a decision on their stadium future. But it's been 5 years since they placed a bid on Arlington Park and began this process in earnest. Now, 5 years later, there's no deal for the team to stay in the state of Illinois. The spring legislative session ended overnight without a bill to keep the Bears, without the bill the Bears hope to find. The team has insisted its options are Arlington Heights or Hammond in Indiana. Without a deal in Springfield, the move across state lines becomes more feasible. Illinois leaders can hope to continue this dialogue, but Mark Gannis of Sports Corp tells 104.3 The Score that it isn't worth the wait to see what's next.
Why would any reasonable, rational business wait? That's the part that, wait for what? When you've been told no so many times. Look, I want to give the Illinois legislature leadership credit for being honest back in the fall of last year, when they told the Bears that this was not going to be a priority for them.
Elsewhere in the NFL, there's been a flurry of activity. The Rams are landing superstar pass rusher Myles Garrett from the Browns, sending 3 picks and Jared Verse to Cleveland. The Patriots are acquiring A.J. Brown from the Eagles in exchange for draft capital. And the Giants are bringing back Odell Beckham Jr. In baseball, the White Sox start up a 3-game set in Minneapolis. First pitch with the Twins is at 6:40. The Southsiders enter action today, just 1 game back in first place in the AL Central. The rest of the division has lost a combined 17 straight, while the Sox have won 5 in a row. The Cubs have the day off. They'll start up a homestand tomorrow with the A's, followed by 3 this weekend with the Giants. With sports at 16:46, I'm Chris Ebb on 104.3 The Score for News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
All right, Chris, thank you for 18 traffic and weather together on the 8, sponsored by USPS Ground Advantage. Neil Fiorito.
All right, guys, heavy traffic to and from O'Hare along the Kennedy Expressway. Outbound 1 hour, you're about an hour 5 in from O'Hare into downtown. The express lanes will save you about 7 minutes. Use them on the way out between downtown and the Edens Expressway. On the Eisenhower, an hour 10 to and from the Jane Addams Tollway. We told you about a crash outbound at Route 390. That is gone now. Stevenson going out an hour 5 to the Veterans Tollway. The Dan Ryan 38 out, 20 minutes in. I-57 getting out to I-80, just 18, about 30 minutes on the outbound Ford. You are really heading through the work zone. Remember, you're down to 2 lanes from 130th to 159th until December. DuSable Lakeshore Drive traffic northbound before Roosevelt to Monroe. Heavy Navy Pier to Chicago Avenue, and southbound traffic passing north to Chicago. Heavy delays in Grant Park and between 50th and Hayes. Tollways, the Tri-State northbound on the brakes from Cermak to 290. Southbound heavy traffic from Balmoral to Ogden and I-80 to Halstead. Looking at the Reagan Tollway westbound slow from Winfield to 59. Eastbound stop and go from 83, getting on the northbound Tri-State ramp. A lot of construction there. The Veterans Tollway southbound slowing from Army Trail to North Avenue and I-88 to Maple. Roadwork delays on Route 53 on either side through Palatine and Rolling Meadows. Delays on I-80 in the southwest suburbs either way between Briggs and
My
Market.
condolences
in that
to you.
area, and then eastbound traffic Kedzie on to Tri-State. A couple of backups on 8094 in northwest Indiana. The Skyway busy with roadwork too. Eastbound, you're on the brakes from St. Lawrence Avenue to Stony Island. Traffic sponsored by USPS Ground Advantage. Business moves fast. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to learn more. Next report coming up at 4:28 on News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
Clouds and sunshine for the rest of the day. High 73, a little cooler along the lakefront. Clear skies for this evening, down to a low of 54. And for tomorrow, lots of sun, very nice, high 75. Again, cooler at the lake. Temperatures creep back into the 80s on Wednesday. Partly sunny right now across the area, 71 degrees at O'Hare and Midway. 63 at the lakefront. Gains across the board on Wall Street.
What's
today,
up, Paloma?
now up 46 points. NASDAQ gained 114, and the S&P 500 added 20 points. It's 4:20. Our top story this hour, Mayor Johnson still thinks the Bears should build their new stadium along Chicago's lakefront, even after the Illinois legislature failed to vote on a stadium bill. We'll have much more on the story coming up at 4:31. Well, people in Schaumburg who frequently call paramedics for non-medical issues will now need to pay an ambulance fee.
That fee is $100 for the 11th non-medical call in a 12-month period, $250 for the 12th call, and $325 for each call after that. The Village Board approved the measure last week. The goal is to reduce the burden on fire department resources caused by non-medical ambulance calls. The Daily Herald reports some of the frequent requests include help with personal mobility issues or assistance finding misplaced items. A growing number of municipalities are charging ambulance fees for non-medical calls. Mai Martinez, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
Your child's first paycheck is more than a milestone.
What's
It's
up,
a life
Jason?
lesson.
This summer may be the first time your child has a summer job. Earning a paycheck is a different experience compared to babysitting or mowing lawns for cash. Forest Park financial planner Chris Everett tells the Noon Business Hour,
that first paycheck is one of the most underestimated parenting opportunity there is. And it's not because of the dollar amount.
She says parents can establish financial habits by walking their child through every item on their pay stub.
You get to talk about taxes, how the system works, and the fact that you already work for the government before you work for yourself.
You can set up a simple budget and talk about the importance of saving. Rob Hart, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
A current Chicago Bear rumored to be making some more history. No Bears player has ever graced the cover of the primary version of the popular Madden video game series. Roberto Garza did appear on the Spanish-language game in 2009. Saquon Barkley of the Eagles was the cover athlete for Madden 26. Recent QBs include Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, and Tom Brady. Next to join that list may be Caleb Williams. Reports suggest the makers of Madden will announce their 2027 cover athlete this week in Chicago. Many speculating the Bears signal caller is next in line. He's coming off quite the campaign. He set the franchise single-season passing record, but fell just short of 4,000 yards. Business news on the way. It's 4:22.
At Mom and Law, we know that when nursing home and assisted living facilities become careless, someone has to read between the lines. Bed sores, broken
on the radio.
medication errors, unexplained. The signs are there, but nursing homes or assisted living facilities hope you will find them. We've spent over 30 years making facilities answer for every single one.
Yeah, I agree with you. And Jamie, we can talk about red and blues, but the Republicans are no different. They're all politicians, and we need to keep the flame to the fire to their feet. We need to have term limits. We need to, like I say, we need to redo the whole map of the state of Illinois. It's so gerrymandered, it's silly, and just make boxes, and that's it. And clean it up. It might take us 5 to 10 years. I'm gonna be a really old man by the time that happens, but I'd love to see that. Fix up the gerrymandering, right? And have term limits. Those two things would fix Illinois. I'm pretty sure it would in the short term. Now, you would have, when you have term limits, then you have lobbyists, but you got lobbyists now. Who do you think wrote those? Who do you think wrote that legislation last night? The budget. That wasn't those legislators. They don't write that. They don't write none of that. None of them write that stuff.
7335.
That's all done by the special interests. Then the interns do it. And if you get one legislator that even reads what they wrote or they're introducing, you'd be lucky. They don't. It's all special interests. Someone should study that. Who wrote the bill? Who wrote that? Who actually physically wrote that? Maybe I'll do a FOIA request. I'll put it in my recording. That way tomorrow I'll ask for it. Who wrote that bill? Who wrote all of it? I want to know all the people who actually physically wrote it. Not the legislators that put their name on it. I want to know who wrote it. And they're going to say, well, I did. No, you didn't. Show me the notes. Show me your working papers. To write a 1,000-page document, you know how long it takes you? Come on, man. We've all written college or high school papers. You know how long it takes. You know, my articles take a while. Sometimes I work all night on my article to get it published in the morning. I have to reread it. Even though I use ChatGPT and Groks and all the AIs, I have to read it. If I don't read it, it makes mistakes. So it takes me, sometimes my morning articles that I put up in the morning, they take me 4 to 5 hours to write sometimes. 4 to 5 hours. That's not including the recording itself, which is 4 to 5 hours. So you're talking, what, 8 hours to 9 hours to write one article. Well, how long do you think it takes to write legislation? 1,000 pages. Yeah, that takes a long time. And who does that? Who actually physically writes the legislation? That's how right? We need to start looking at that. And maybe we need to maybe we need to make a law. You can't have nobody that's not elected to be doing the legislation. How about that law? There we go. See, I'm thinking of crazy ideas now because of Jamie. when Jamie put that there, you gave me crazy. Maybe we need to make a law that no one can write the laws unless it's an elected legislator. No one can. Well, I can't do that. Well, then you can't be the legislator. You see what I mean? It's like the cops. It's like the cops who keep making excuses saying, well, I can't arrest that drug addict because blah, blah, blah. They make an excuse. Well, then you shouldn't be a cop. Well, I can't teach kids because they don't listen to me. Well, then you shouldn't be a teacher. You kind of get where I'm going with this? Well, yeah, your car is hard to fix because it's got computers. Well, I don't think I want you as my mechanic then. You kind of get it? That's where I'm going to. So, all right, let's listen to some radio calls. How about that?
Frequency mode.
We're going to do like we wrote in our article today. Get simple. Listen to radio calls, go to the scene, and report what's happening at the scene, right? That's what we're going to try to do, right? Get back to basics. All right? It's 4:27. Wow, already time is flying by quick, huh? Let's see what I got here. I got the radio on. Oh, there's my green light. That's good. It's a little chilly today. The temperature dropped. I got 69 degrees in my car temperature, but I think it's a little cooler than that. It feels a little colder. That temperature swinging is crazy, isn't it? Well, we'll listen to the 4:30 news for sure because that's important. All right, you know what? We'll just leave it this way because I got the news on. I just played the news, and after the next news section, I'll put it on the radio calls. How about that? But I think that's what we need to do. We forget these laws and bears and safety acts and all of this. It's important. Those are important.
787 Charlie. Bus northbound from 53rd. Okay, that is 09238.
What I think we need to do is pass laws to make sure that the people that are getting elected do their jobs and are competent, right? Now, I don't want to have a litmus test. Oh, look at those potholes. I just want what? I want, when you're telling me you're writing a law against public safety or something, whatever, I want to know that you're the guy that's writing it, or you're the woman writing it, right?
787 boy, good. Right, please, eastbound Roosevelt from Cicero, bus 8261. Okay, that one is 09244.
I think that's what we need to focus on. Because if we focus on red and blue, guess what? We're going to lose. Oh, I like that. That's a great saying, Marietta. If we focus on red or blue, we're always going to lose. Remember that. We're going to make t-shirts. Marietta is my t-shirt maker. We make slogans. Remember that one. If you focus on red and blue, you will always lose. I'm going to write that on Twitter right now. That's what they do, right? If you focus on red or blue, you will always lose. Right? Because you're looking at what? Tribalism. That's what it's called, right? Tribalism, right? That you have to pick a side when the legislators shouldn't be sides, right? All right, let's listen.
All right, update on the carjacking. It does sound like it is indeed going to be a carjacking. 8643 South Aberdeen, and it's going to be a template of 899 Adam Charlie 541. 899 Adam Charlie 541.
There you go, carjacking. Let's listen to the news.
This is Sarah Ferreira. Illinois lawmakers missed a key deadline in the Bears stadium deal, but Mayor Brandon Johnson says Chicago still has the only viable plan.
New transit reform measure takes effect across Chicagoland, and leaders say commuters will notice improvements right away.
This is Nancy Harding in Arlington Heights, where pride flags are posted, but not on village property.
And Iran says it will suspend peace talks with the U.S., even as President Trump says rapid progress is being made toward a deal.
Carjacking, 86 in Aberdeen, templates.
The Cubs have the day off before a series with the A's beginning tomorrow. In business,
fresh record highs across the board today on Wall Street on hopes for peace in the Middle East. The Dow up 46 points, the Nasdaq up 114, the S&P added 20. I'm Tom Busby at Bloomberg.
Mostly clear skies tonight, so low 54 degrees. Partly sunny skies right now, 71 degrees at 4:31. Well, the Bears say they still plan to make a stadium decision this summer, but Illinois lawmakers just missed a major deadline.
A late push to help the Bears build a new stadium in Illinois fell apart before lawmakers wrapped up session in Springfield. The team says it's still considering Arlington Heights and Hammond, Indiana, not mentioning Chicago. Mayor Brandon Johnson says even though it's been 6 weeks since
to keep the Bears right here in Chicago, again, the only viable plan for a publicly owned stadium was the one that I presented.
Indiana lawmakers have already approved incentives, while Illinois leaders remain divided over how much public help should be offered. The Bears say they'll announce a final decision later this summer. Sarah Herrera, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
Well, those commuting to work or school on buses and trains may see a change as soon as today to mark what's being called a new era for public transportation in and around Chicago.
We have a new influx of cash that's coming in.
And RTA Chair Kirk Dillard says the CTA, Metra, and PACE get to start spending that $1 billion in cash right away under the transit reform measure passed in Springfield last year that takes effect today.
For riders, there's really nothing they have to do other than sit back and enjoy the expanded service.
When will riders start to see some of those enhancements on their commutes or their weekend trips into and out of the city?
Immediately.
They include expanded service on city and suburban bus and train lines, more security, and cleaner trains and stations.
That's been so badly needed.
Down the road, Dillard says riders can expect a universal fare card, finally. And behind-the-scenes changes will include a new board replacing the RTA to oversee all three agencies.
Only good things are ahead for mass transit in the Chicagoland area.
Jeff Buckles, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
Advocates for the LGBTQ community have found other ways to show their support this month at Arlington Heights after failing to persuade the village to fly the pride flag.
Customers who walk into the busy cafe Cocoa and Blue here in downtown Arlington Heights pass a sticker boasting Heights Pride at the front door.
It seems crazy to me that that's even a discussion. Obviously, everyone is welcome. Everybody should be treated equal. We've been through all of this.
Owner Michael Brown is disappointed with last year's board vote not to display the Pride flag outside Village Hall. Janet McCarthy, founder and president of the LGBTQ group Glenn's Friends, got 50 businesses to post the window clings and another one to display something much larger.
We put a 12-foot by 8-foot progressive pride flag on the side of their building, so it faces Village Hall.
McCarthy is also celebrating a Pride concert her nonprofit is putting on in North School Park this month, along with the Village and Park District. In Arlington Heights, Nancy Hardy, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
At 4:34, Iran says it's suspending peace talks with the U.S. State TV says negotiators will stop messaging their U.S. counterparts in retaliation for Israel's growing operations in Lebanon. ABC's Tom Sufi-Barich is following.
I think this reflects the fact that the Israeli military are stepping up their military campaign in Lebanon, because Iran is saying, if you want to deal with us, if the US wants an agreement to end this war, to reopen the Strait of Hormuz, that vital shipping lane for the world's economy, not only does the war between Iran and the US have to halt, but also Israel's military campaign against the Iranian proxy Hezbollah in Lebanon also has to halt.
In response, President Trump now saying Israel and Hezbollah have agreed to dial back fighting after he held talks with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and the Lebanon militant group through mediators. Well, the stalemate over talks between Iran and the U.S. sending oil prices higher today. Analysts say gas prices may not be far behind. Prices were coming down recently after there were reports of a breakthrough in negotiations. But Patrick DeHaan with Gas Buddy says the dips in price could be short-lived, starting as early as today.
North of 95% of the current gyrations in the market are all fed by developments from the Strait, whether good or negative. We did see a big drop in prices as markets anticipated a deal, but we haven't gotten it yet. And now with escalations, basically all of what motorists are seeing at the pump in terms of directional changes is all fueled by what's happening in the Middle East.
We'll pass along some of the lowest gas prices in the area, as well as traffic and weather next. It's 4:36.
ABC.com for details. Summer is on the way. Can your AC take the heat? With ABC Help, it's just around the corner. Call today for your $49 Ultimate AC tune-up to stay cool and comfortable.
We got the news report. I actually thought that WBEZ did a better job at 4 o'clock than WBBM did. because they actually said, yeah, the crime. But you see, WBEZ took the narrative from the mayor's office. WBBM didn't do that. WBBM didn't report crime is dropping, right? Like, so somebody sent something to WBEZ. Hey, look, legislators, companies, all kinds of people send, they call them press releases or pressers, right? To news stations, and because people need something to report. So the companies and politicians and cities and municipalities and all that know that. So they send it and then they do a news article about it. What's interesting about the story today on WBBM is the story about the Metro, or the transportation story, $1 billion released. First of all, it's an election year. Why didn't we have that $1 billion last year? It's weird, isn't it? So you let it go down so bad, and now you're going to influx $1 billion into the system. But here's the thing. Didn't they say crime was down? Think about everything they do, these people. They've been saying for 3 years, crime is down, crime is down, crime is down. And all of a sudden they give out $1 billion and say, look, it's for crime and to keep it clean. What? Didn't you just say everything was okay for 3 years? They know it wasn't. And I'm starting to get to the belief of this. These, I wouldn't put it past them, right? I wouldn't put it past the people running our state and our city to actually purposely and intentionally make things bad, and then to say you're saving it. It's like the drowning person, right? The person that gets thrown into the water and then gets pulled out and says, oh, I saved you. And you say, yeah, but you pushed me in. So they're the guys that pushed us into the water. You know what I mean? Think about it. They just gave us $1 billion for transportation. It's an election year, right? Well, where's that $1 billion the last few years? And aren't we broke? Didn't we say, like, people are leaving Illinois? So where did you get the $1 billion from? None of this makes sense. None of it makes sense. So I'm going to have to write about this tomorrow or the next day. I have to figure this out. Right, 2 things I have on my agenda on this show now I'm starting to make, right?
Units 14 citywide, a person with a gun, 1301 West Potomac, 1301 West Potomac. The caller heard 5 shots fired. There are 3 male blacks holding down a female black. Male black 25 to 30 has a gun. If nothing further, 14th District, Zone 3.
That's crazy. There's something going on with, oh wow, we're going to put that on the radio so you guys can hear that one. But you kind of get, so now I'm making my agenda for my article tomorrow and a few articles. 2 things. I got to figure out who writes this legislation. I'm going to say that we need to stop gerrymandering. We need to make sure the people writing the legislation are actually writing it. And third, we need term limits in Illinois, right? And then I want to start asking the questions like, didn't you just say that it was safe and it was clean? And why would we need $1 billion? And why are you giving us $1 billion now instead of before? Those are some good...
Hey, 3, I had to go. 3, I had to have your bed number, please, Park the Lake.
What just happened?
09392.
Alrighty, something's going on with my computer now. Here, I'm going to have to figure this out.
093 92 093 92.
To be able to walk the streets of a city that proudly displays the Progress Pride flag.
Please bear in mind that every single day, someone doesn't have the access to walk down the street and be that out loud, proud person. That they live in communities where pride flags, progress flags will never billow over their blocks.
Local elected officials
promoting sexual activity
have been hosting the flag raising for the past 6 years. Mayor Brendan Johnson and Cook County Board President Tony Preckwinkle were among attendees this year. Also at the ceremony was Cook County Commissioner Kevin Morrison. He's the first openly gay member of the board.
As we fly our Progress Pride flag today, we stand here in the face of all those who would seek to erase us, to declare loudly and proudly that we are here, we are queer, and we will continue to try to do better every day for our LGBTQ+ community.
Carolina Garibay, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
A federal appeals court ruling the Trump administration's ban on transgender troops in the military is illegal. The 2-1 decision from a 3-judge panel indicated the policy likely violates the troops' constitutional rights. Ban first announced in January of last year through an executive order from the president. Today's ruling would keep the military from kicking out current service members named in the lawsuit, but would not allow new transgender recruits to join, at least for now. Top trending stories and the latest in sports on the way. It's 4:42.
Gas prices up.
Let's send some radio calls.
One David.
Sorry, one David.
For a name now, Roosevelt Green.
Yep, that's going to be 09284.
735.
4735.
383 Ida.
83 Ida, go.
383 Ida, can I have event number please, Park and Lake?
Second event 09392.
One more time.
No problem, second event number 09392. 09392.
Thank you.
Look.
3884.
88 boy.
They current bow at Jefferson Park, please.
09400.
Thank you. Getting that one, David.
91 David.
Roseville Red.
09406. 09406.
383 King.
7383 King.
Black Cabin event number for the red line in Chicago.
There's a guy standing by the door there.
09410. 09410.
Don't stand by those doors, by the convenience stores.
For units in the citywide, the battery in progress, 6129 South Cottage, 6129 South Cottage Grove. Anonymous caller states, apartment 306, female yelling inside, telling someone to stop. Sounds like she's being abused. Also can hear a male's voice, unknown weapons. I got nothing further, 3rd District 17. Alright, units is 20 and the citywide, we are getting a shots fired call, 2815 on Berwyn. Caller heard 4 to 5 shots fired, possibly from the park. No further, on 11 clear.
8387 Charlie.
Oh, 87 Charlie.
Southbound accident bus from 45.
And that'll give you 09438.
73 to 300.
7300.
Get the checks to red line, please.
Yep, it is 09445.
7320 Adam.
7320 Adam.
We'll check red line at Chicago.
Okay, that is 09473.
7 boy.
7 boy.
For a ride, please, Roosevelt westbound from Holman, bus 1683.
Okay, that is 09480.
That's it. We're caught up on the radio calls. You want to go back a little bit? We'll go back to 4:30 maybe. Go back here. See if we missed anything.
784 at it.
Number 4, Harrison and Red.
Okay, that is 08884. 3214. I got someone walking on the drive. It may be related to a white Kia that's got the hazard lights on. Northbound at McFetridge. Should be male black, 25 to 35 years of age. Blue belt, ball cap, dark hoodie, and jogging pants, walking northbound. And for anybody on the orange line, got an assault just occurred. Kedzie, orange line at Kedzie. Male Hispanic, black tank top, black pants. Was threatening the caller, Lewis. No weapons. Offender is still in front of the station.
There you
go. 84 George.
I'm 84 George.
Event number please for Roosevelt orange line.
Assault in progress. Orange line Kedzie. Hispanic threatening the caller.
Line, you're the lower level.
Okay, that is 08913.
Yes.
788, Adam.
Boarding you train. 296 from Harlem to Chestnut Park.
Okay, that is 08936.
Need 3 Kings.
7 Major King.
75 number for the Red Line Edge, Chicago, please.
Yes, sir. It's 08947.
Oh, there's something going on. There's a fight about to start. They're messing with somebody out there.
787 Charlie.
There's something going on
From 55th, please.
there. There's some violence about to happen, I see.
Okay, that is 08964.
That's that guy with the stuff in
To
the
avoid
bun?
me, I got a person with a knife, 59th in California, 59th. Putting away drains, has a male black, run up to people with a kitchen knife.
That guy with his hair in the bun is the guy that was chasing us the other guy when that white dude was talking shit about us.
No shirt, red sweater, gray sweatpants, no shoes, nothing further, station clear.
That white drug addict. The short, chubby guy. The guy with his hair in the bun is the guy that came at our car.
720 AM.
Platform check, clock and lake, please.
Okay, it's 09026.
It's wild out here, man. Oh yeah, there's something going on right here, all in this area right now.
788 Adam.
Station and platform check in Jefferson Park.
There's something going on right
Okay,
there. You'll see it. Now I'm gonna get out of here. I don't like these guys out here. Oh, excuse me. Sorry about that.
7383 David.
783 David.
Right there, those guys. That guy with his shirt off. Somebody was messing with him.
79th and King Drive heading westbound.
With that backpack, right?
Okay, 7383 David at Garfield. Your event number is 09043.
That guy right there.
7387
There's a
Adam,
bunch
your
of dudes
bus
messing
ride
with that
is
guy there.
09046.
I should get a taco from this guy. I like this guy's tacos here. He's got the soup. Consomme.
Okay, that is 09064.
37 boys.
787
We're gonna go get
Number for right, please.
some early dinner, right?
Westbound from Spalding.
Let me ask him how long he's gonna be out
Okay,
here.
that is 09074.
7383 boy.
I like this guy's food here.
Can I get a number for 79th in the red line?
Oh, that place is closed. You guys are the guys that have the little consomme, right? With your meals or not?
Taxa 4331. To go?
To go, yes. Got it?
Get it 10.
Got about how many minutes? Want me to wait?
2 minutes.
3 minutes? All right, I'm going to sit in my truck over there, all right? All right, thanks. I'm going to be right there, all right? I ate from you. You guys used to go to the concert by Ritas or something. By Cermak. There's the concert area over there. I forget what it is. It's by the factories over there.
Oh, yeah.
By the river. You know where I remember a few years ago. I love your food, all right? Thanks, my brother. All right, we're going to get some food and listen to some radio calls, right? What do you say, 3 minutes? Let's turn on the car, listen to some radio calls, right? They're messing around out here.
Carjacking. We think we found the car. George Eddy 3947. George Eddy 49367. George Eddy 49367.
They just found another carjacking.
They think they had a template on the car. So we have no idea what plate is currently on that car. 783, go ahead.
383 Ida Squad. I didn't get any of that event number.
Oh, okay, no problem. 09144. 09144. Alright, no problem. Alright, for the carjacking, we think we found the car, George Eddy 3947, George Eddy George Eddy 49367. George Eddy 49367. However, the caller then said that they think they had a template on the car, so we have no idea what plate is currently on that car.
Madam?
There's 700, I'm good.
Getting no pictures on that plate. No LPRs.
Alright, 10-4. 782 King, good.
Boy, he must have got on the train.
Alright, very good. Your event number 09113. 09113.
87 boy.
787 boy.
Sure right, Kilbourne Roosevelt eastbound.
Alright, that one is 09185.
7335.
7335.
Can you show me a Crease and Oil, 51st and Wentworth?
Alright, stand by. If you need it, it is 09194.
383 Charlie.
783 Charlie.
Event number for 69 and the red line.
Yeah, that is 09218.
Thank you. 3 boy. 387 boy.
787 boy, good.
Right, please, eastbound Roosevelt from Cicero. Bus 8261.
Okay, that one is 09244. Alright, update on the carjacking. It does sound like it is indeed going to be a carjacking. 8643 South Aberdeen, and it's going to be a template of 899 Adam Charlie 541. 899 Adam Charlie 541.
Owen David.
Hi, Owen David.
For a name, Roosevelt Green.
Yep, that's going to be 09284.
735.
4735.
On my number at 4850 Wilson, please.
Number.
For the units in 14 citywide, a person with a gun, 1301 West Potomac, 1301 West Potomac. The caller heard 5 shots fired. There are 3 male blacks holding down a female black. Male black, 25 to 30, has a gun. I have nothing further. 14th District, Zone 3.
7383 Ida.
83 Ida, go.
7383 Ida, can I have event number, please? Park and Lake.
Take event 09392.
One more time.
No problem. Take event number 09392 093
9-2.
3884.
88 boy.
They turnstile at Jefferson Park, please.
09400.
Thank you. 89-1 David.
91 David.
Roseville Red.
1094-06-0940.
Oh, thank you, my brother.
383 King.
Thank you.
All right, thank you so
Here,
much.
you want to do an advertising here?
All right.
Do advertising. Tell people how to find you.
All right.
Where?
You know, Takamotora.
And where are you at now? What address?
On the Roosevelt and Wabash.
How long are you going to be here today?
It's 2 p.m. and 8 p.m.
2 to 8. Come on here. He's got some of the best tacos on the street. In the truck, I've been eating his stuff for almost 2.5 years. The best.
Welcome.
Very fresh.
All right.
There you go. Come and see this guy right there, man. That's his truck, man, right there. When you see that truck, you get the tacos. That's the best tacos in the truck right there. Take it easy, my brother.
Thank you so much.
SubX.News. See ya, brother.
Unit 20 and the citywide, we are getting a shots fired call 2815 on Berwyn. Caller heard 4 to 5 shots fired, possibly from the park. No further than 11's clear.
8387 Charlie.
Those guys are starting trouble. Those 3 guys right there, man.
Southbound Ashton Bus.
Those 3 guys, man. They're not.
I will give you 09.
Those 3 guys are not with the original crew here. They're fighting them or something. That's what it looks like.
7300. Yep.
Alright, let's get out of here. What do you say? You gotta be careful for people who do crime reporting too. There's some people who don't report it in a timely manner. If I do, I always try to put the times of when the event happened. That way you can tell if it's an immediate emergency. You can tell if it's an immediate emergency, it's something old, or it's something really like. I was just about to put an article about a Korean guy who killed a couple of his neighbors, because it's been popping up lately on Facebook and Twitter. But I found out the case is from 2014. Same thing with shooting scenes, right? I just seen somebody posting something about a shooting scene. They didn't have a time on it. It's kind of like it happened just now, and it didn't. It happened actually at 1 o'clock. So, I'll be honest with you, that's bad reporting. It's extremely bad reporting. There's some stuff I put on that's videos. I'll say unknown location, or it's a video. You can kind of tell where it is, and I'm kind of making commentary. It isn't about crime chasing. But crime chasing should have a time and a place. If it doesn't have a time and they're putting it up there and it's 4 hours, yeah, that's not crime chasing anymore. Now you're just playing a game. Now you're playing a game. You kind of get where I'm going with this? Everybody understands what I'm about. I'm a news agency. I'm not playing games. I'm not out here trying to get some money from the mayor. I'm not trying to be a social whatever. I like to have social change. I am a social activist. But you got to report the facts. You got to report the news. If there's a shooting that happens at 1 o'clock in the afternoon and you're putting it out at 5, and you don't put the time on it, yeah, you're doing something else besides reporting. This isn't a 5 o'clock news. That's why I play the news all the time. Look, that's why I play the news and I stop my reporting, and then you know where I'm at. Look, I get it. Somebody's gonna backdoor me one day. I know that. There's a lot of people that don't like me. It is what it is. I'll have to deal with it. I'm not going to live my life scared.
Those have been accused of or convicted
but
of crime.
It's 5 o'clock right now. It's 5
The state of
o'clock.
Florida announcing it's suing OpenAI, and CEO Sam Altman, the suit claiming the company says the company knowingly released and aggressively marketed ChatGPT to the public, including young users, while concealing serious risks. Florida Attorney General James Uthmeyer alleges the company suppressed internal safety warnings and deceived users about the true nature and dangers of the product.
People are getting hurt, parents are getting deceived, and they need to pay for it.
OpenAI tells ABC News it already has safety measures in place to redirect people to mental health resources if it detects them going down a dark path, adding it's committed to getting this right. Health officials are working to trace the Ebola outbreak in the Democratic Republic of Congo. More than 1,000 suspected cases now exist. You're listening to ABC News.
Hi, I'm Jack Arnold from Arnold Electric.
So that's another thing to watch. Why do people do what they do? I'm a news reporter. I report on it. Do I have a commentary? Do I have a social activist bent? Absolutely, I do. I do. I do. I want change, but I don't mix the two. And if I do a news story, I do a news story. And if I do something else, I do something else. That's how it is. So when somebody reports you that somebody was just shot, you should say the time. There's somebody who just reported there was a shooting on 76 and Phillips. That happened at 1 o'clock. It's 5 now. You got the difference? Because why? They never were trained as a reporter. And as I'm talking, the person's probably listening to me, and now it's going to change what they do. I'm not going to say a bunch of stuff on this TV, but a bunch of stuff that certain people do is because of me. And now that I'm saying you should put the times on when things happen, they'll probably change it. And that's good. If we can change each other for the good, that's fine. But don't pretend you're somebody when you're not. And it's okay when you're young and you make mistakes, that's fine. That's all right. And you don't even know you don't even need to show respect. Respect is bullshit. Respect is crap, man. And don't listen to people say, "Oh, I need to respect them." Fuck that shit. Respect is bullshit. You know what it is? You do your thing, I do my thing, and we can get together, we get together. We don't, we don't. It's not about respect. It's about doing what's right. About what's doing what's right. What's our motto? News and education for the people. Trying to do what's right by the people. That's what we do.
The biggest budget in Illinois history. Now on its way to the desk of Governor Pritzker following a marathon final day of action at the state capitol in Springfield. WBBM political editor Jeff Buckles reports on what's in it.
The governor says he's looking forward to signing into law a spending plan that, in his words, was thoroughly deliberated with the aim of achieving widespread affordability for all Illinoisans. The governor's office tallies the budget at just under $56 billion. It includes new taxes on social media companies, fantasy sports wagering, and those prediction markets, including Kalshi and Polymarket. House Speaker Emanuel Chris Welch praised the work that went into the budget shortly after the vote.
People across Illinois feel like more and more of the fundamental promise of America is slipping away because of factors that feel increasingly beyond our control. And so I wake up every day proud to be surrounded by people who are doing something about it.
No Republicans voted for the budget, which the Conservative Illinois Policy Institute says forces residents and businesses to pick up the tab for what the group calls lawmakers' reckless spending.
Yep.
Jeff Buckles, News Radio 105.9. WBBM.
After Illinois lawmakers failed to pass legislation that would keep the Bears in the state, fans left on the sidelines wondering what the team's next move will be. At the same time, Mayor Johnson is seeing the latest development, or lack thereof, as he signed the football team to reconsider Chicago as a site for a new Bears stadium. He explains why the options outside of Chicago are a long shot for the Bears for the time being.
You know, again, I can't predict what the Bears will do. What I'm simply saying is, there's no plan for Hammond, right? We have not even done an environmental study there as far as I know. There's no plan for Arlington Heights. There's only one plan that's on the table.
Shortly after the House adjourned, the Bears released a statement that said in part they're finalizing their evaluation of both Arlington Heights and Hammond, Indiana by late spring or early summer. A man is dead and a police officer recovering after a shooting west of Chicago last night.
Oak Park police say an officer conducted a traffic stop near Harrison and Austin just after 9 p.m. After instructing the driver out of his car, the officer found a gun on him and the two began to struggle over it. According to police, the driver grabbed the gun, prompting the officer to fire his service weapon, striking the man. The driver, now identified as 38-year-old Christian Wallace of Chicago, was taken to a hospital where he was pronounced dead. The officer was also injured, but has been released from the hospital. Haley Hansen, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
Investigations underway after 2 men were mugged in River North before the sun came up today.
5 or 6 people came up to the victims and demanded their belongings, according to Chicago police. It happened at about 3:45 near Ontario and Clark. Police say the 19-year-old and 23-year-old men handed over the items after 2 of the muggers showed guns. No one was hurt, and the department says the thieves took off in a white SUV eastbound on Ontario. Nancy Hardy, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
A Woodstock man facing multiple felony charges after investigators say a domestic violence incident ended with him intentionally crashing his car into a townhome.
Police say 31-year-old Matthew Zamorano assaulted a woman, leaving her with injuries that required 7 stitches before allegedly taking her phone to stop her from calling 911. Investigators say hours later he drove his Honda Civic into a Woodstock townhome with the intent of harming himself. The crash sent the car into the home's kitchen and dining room, causing major damage and displacing a family of 4. Zamorano suffered minor injuries and now faces several felony and misdemeanor charges. Rachel Pearson, News Radio 1059 WBBM.
A man is fighting for his life after being shot and wounded on Chicago's South Side. Police say it happened in the South Shore neighborhood near 76th and Phillips shortly before 12:30 this afternoon. Officers found the 30-year-old man in an apartment with multiple gunshot wounds. He was rushed to a nearby hospital where he remains in critical condition. At this hour, no one is in custody. 5:08, time now to update traffic and weather together on the 8s. And boy, lots of crashes out there today, Neil Fiorito.
Yeah, a lot happening.
Stolen cars still there, huh?
Tri-State Tollway, Andy. We have a couple of delays on either side because of incidents. One southbound passing Willow Road. Crash cleanup there. Everything out of the lanes now. It's being taken care of on the left shoulder, but you have some heavy delays on the southbound Tri-State past Lake Cook Road, again to past Willow Road. And now a new delay on the northbound Tri-State at the Bensonville Bridge. That's a stall blocking your right lane. On the expressways, a nasty delay continues on the Stevenson inbound from Lamont Road to the Tri-State. Crash cleanup there continues to block at least a lane of traffic. 50 minutes in from the Veterans.
Relax here, and I'm going to figure out where I'm going to go. My next game plan.
Dan Ryan before the Tri-State Tollway, 48 to 294. You're 56 to 355. Eden's coming in 42. On the Kennedy Expressway, crash we were telling you about inbound at North Avenue, gone. Heavy from Cumberland Avenue. Hour in, you're an hour out to O'Hare. Eisenhower getting out to Manheim, 40, an hour 2 to Jane Addams Tollway. Coming in from I-90 to downtown, an hour 8 and 33 to drive in from Manheim. On the south side expressways, the Dan Ryan still pretty heavy on the way out from Pershing to before 83rd. Had a stalled bus there, that's gone. 35 minutes out, 30 minutes to drive in. Travel time on 57 outbound 18 and 27 on the outbound Ford. Traffic is heavy through the work zone past 115th to Sibley. You're down to 2 lanes until December. DeSable Lakeshore Drive packed in on either side through the Gold Coast and Grand Park. Southbound traffic also really heavy between 50th and Hayes. Northwest Indiana, not bad, just slight delays on either side of 8094 and a backup on 65 south at Ridge. The Skyway loaded up with traffic today eastbound through the work zone. St. Lawrence Avenue to Stony Island. From the Metro Traffic Center, next report 5:18. News Radio 1059 WBBM.
Neil, thank you. AccuWeather forecast for this evening. Clear skies down to a low of 54 degrees. Plenty of sunshine tomorrow. Should be pretty nice. High 75, holding in the 60s, however, along the lakefront. Mostly clear tomorrow evening, the low 53. And a bit warmer for Wednesday with sunshine, highs in the low to mid 80s. Right now, partly sunny skies, 68 degrees at O'Hare and Midway, 61 at the lakefront. Markets today, the Dow up 46 points, NASDAQ gained 114, and the S&P 500 added 20 points. It's 5:10.
If your money is not earning only 6% tax deferred, you need to call Professional Life and Casualty.
I got this food, it's hot, so I want to sit back and eat. So what I might do is I might sit back, I might listen to the radio calls or music, I don't know yet.
Fees and no withdrawal fees. A 6% APY guaranteed return tax deferred. Only from Professional Life and Casualty.
I'd like to just put the music on, and then if the radio calls come up, then we'll go. I don't know. We'll try that. We're going to try a new method right now.
Summer is on the way, and your AC take the heat. With ABC Plumbing, Sewer, Heating, Cooling, and
That guy's walking through the damn gangway there, that guy. That dude's a shady ass there, man. That's a little gangway there he just popped out of, man. That dude, yeah, that's a little shady guy there, man. That looked like a migrant.
And enjoy worry-free cooling when you need it most. Visit 4abc.com, the number 4abc.com, and consider it done.
It's 5:11. One of Chicago's biggest Mexican cultural festivals is making a comeback after sitting out last year over safety concerns.
El Grito draws thousands of people to Grant Park each year and is one of the Midwest's largest Mexican independence celebrations. It'll return to Grant Park September 12th and 13th with a festival including music, dancing, food, and vendors. Last year's event was canceled over concerns tied to community safety and immigration enforcement activity. Sarah Herrera, News Radio 1059 WBBM.
White Sox fans will get the chance to watch some home runs and walk down memory lane later this summer.
Podsednik hits one to deep right center field. Scott Podsednik will forever be known to White Sox fans for hitting a walk-off home run in Game 2 of the 2005 World Series. Scotty Pods, along with Alexei Ramirez, Gordon Beckham, Leuri Garcia, Daniel Polka, and Jose Canseco will try to reach the seats again in a home run derby that will take place after the Sox-A's game on July 11th. Tickets are available on the White Sox website. Canseco was probably best known for his years with the team in the visitors' dugout, the A's, but he did play for a partial season with the Sox and hit the final home run of his career in a White Sox uniform in October of 2001. Rob Hart, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
We'll check the AccuWeather 5-day forecast and more sports news coming up next. It's 5:13.
With combat operations in Iran underway, be here for the facts, the context, and the important developments as they happen. Listen every day for continuing coverage.
All right, what do you guys want to listen to? Gee, we tried WBEZ. You guys want to listen to a different news station? I don't care. Maybe they got some other stuff to say, and then I'll listen to the radio calls on the radio. How about that? Let's try something different today. Oh, man, I hit the wrong button. I'm silly. That's a beautiful view there, huh? We'll listen to some, another program, right? We got to always, I told you, we're different this year.
What you owe to the
That's it.
Sir, Dr. David Berman. He says the results are very exciting for the company.
It's the first time ever.
And I'll listen to the radio on my radio in case something comes up, all right? Crime.
Has ever demonstrated a positive result. And the degree of benefit was incredible.
He says Moderna's pipeline is full with more research into vaccines for types of lung, kidney, and bladder cancer.
This is what I'm doing.
See
that? Look.
Beef is a staple of the American diet. Even as retail prices for beef have soared recently, U.S. demand has remained strong. So why is the country's cattle herd the smallest it has ever been in 75 years? For this installment of our series called What's Eating America, where we look at issues of food and affordability, NPR's Joe Hernandez examines why.
Reed and Amanda Hall love farming so much, one of their wedding presents was a cow. They named the White Park heifer White Charlie, and earlier this year she was pregnant with her 7th calf.
It was the best wedding present because it was the one I kept giving.
The Halls own and operate Halstead Farms and Meats in Lexington, Kentucky. And as much as they love what they do, they say it's got its challenges, from growing operating costs and urban sprawl to the difficulty of borrowing money.
I think there's still a sector of young people that have an interest in ag, but it's, the barriers to entry to agriculture are huge.
It's one of the reasons why the overall number of U.S. beef and dairy cows on farms and ranches in the U.S. has been shrinking. On the first day of this year, there were 86.2 million head of cattle on farms and ranches across the U.S. That's the smallest number since 1951, according to federal data. Bill Bullard, CEO of the cattle and sheep producers group RCAF USA, says more farmers and ranchers are leaving the industry than entering it.
We have likewise lost the cows that they once maintained. And so we have seen our herd shrink at an alarming rate for the past several decades.
Another factor, the meatpacking market has changed a lot over the years. Texas cattle producer Scott Wilbeck says there used to be butchers everywhere, but now just 4 companies control the vast majority of operations.
They set the prices. The ranchers keep getting paid less and less for their cattle, but yet your prices at the grocery store keep going higher and higher.
Recently, though,
monopolies,
farmers and ranchers say they're getting paid more for their cattle at auction. That's due in part to recent limits on cattle imports from Mexico over the spread of the New World screwworm. But it means more cattle producers are selling their livestock right now, shrinking the overall herd. That may be contributing to higher retail prices, but it's also a reflection of the harsh realities facing producers, says Jason Clear, an extension beef cattle specialist at Texas A&M University who has about 25 cows of his own.
Our expenses have gone up just like their beef prices have gone up too. I don't want our ranchers to be painted as the bad guys that are the evil, that are making all the money. We're just finally caught up to where we can make a good living now.
Yet, even though there are fewer cows on American farms, U.S. meat production is still strong. That's because individually, cattle now weigh more than they did decades ago, and Scott Wilbeck says producers can get the same amount of meat from fewer animals.
Back in the 1950s, you were marketing a steer that weighed 1,000 pounds. That steer is now, when they're harvested, they may be 1,300 to 1,500 pounds.
The USDA predicts beef prices will rise by 12.1% this year, but the agency found those high prices are not stopping consumers from buying. If consumer demand for beef stays high, farmers and ranchers like the Halls may start rebuilding their herds. But Reed Hall says increasing the size of a cattle herd doesn't happen overnight.
You're dealing with a live animal, it's not going to happen in 5 years. It's going to take time to do it.
And he says that will only happen when it makes financial sense for American farmers and ranchers. Joe Hernandez, NPR News, Lexington, Kentucky.
You're listening to All Things Considered from NPR News.
It's 68 degrees under a mostly cloudy sky at 5:18. Thanks for joining us this afternoon. You're listening to 91.5 WBEZ. A medical facility run by a Catholic association from Italy offers historical perspective on the course of the AIDS epidemic in Mozambique, where over 10% of the population lives with HIV. That story's next. And gun safety advocates are worried about the Trump administration's plans to eliminate various gun control regulations, including a ban on stabilizing braces.
Our expenses have gone up, just like their beef prices have gone up. I don't want our ranchers to be painted as the bad guys that are making all the money.
You just heard from him. Instead, in about 15 minutes, we'll hear more on what gun rights groups see as a big win. Stay with us.
WBEZ is supported by Rice University. Founded in 1912, Rice is a private research university with programs in business, sciences, and more. Students conduct research in fields from health to space exploration. More at rice.edu.
Taking a look at traffic, the inbound Kennedy is about an hour 5 from O'Hare to the Byrne interchange right now. It's 25 minutes in from Montrose. Outbound an hour to the airport, 35 minutes to Montrose. Inbound east is solid at Peterson, about a 45-minute trip into the junction from Northwood. Southbound southbound heavy North Avenue to Roosevelt and Hyde Park to Hayes. Northbound jam from Soldier Field to Chicago Avenue. Inbound Eisenhower, a 27-minute trip from Wolf to the old post office, an hour 5 in from 90. Back out, it's about 25 minutes to Wolf, 40 minutes to 90. Outbound Stevenson, a 45-minute trip to the Tri-State. Inbound, 20 minutes in from the Tri-State, but 70 minutes in from 355.
WBEZ is supported by the Northern Illinois Pottery Tour, featuring 43 artists showcasing artwork at 6 different studios across the Chicagoland area. June 6 and 7. Details at northernilpotterytour.com.
Mostly clear tonight, lows in the mid-50s. Sunny tomorrow, highs in the mid-70s. It's 68 degrees now.
Support for NPR comes from this station and from your part-time controller, specializing in nonprofit accounting and committed to supporting nonprofits with financial management services such as budgeting and forecasting. YPTC.com/NPR.
Stealing from Walgreens, it sounds like.
That's why they created Duck.ai, where users can chat privately with AI. No tracking. Learn more at Duck.ai.
From NPR News, this is All Things Considered. I'm Elsa Chang in Culver City, California.
And I'm Juana Summers in Zampeto, Mozambique. We've just arrived at a health clinic on the outskirts of the capital city.
I am Nuja. Hi.
We're here to meet a doctor who vividly remembers a time when people here lacked access to life-saving HIV/AIDS treatments. Even as those same medications were turning the tide on Muslims in the U.S.
We have lots of HIV patients. No treatment at all.
This is Dr. She now heads up the Zampeto Dream Clinic. She remembers people in those days were so fearful of the disease, they were transporting sick relatives to the clinic in wheelbarrows.
I was working with 60 beds, and 80% of my patients were HIV positive without any treatments.
Initially, Majid wanted to be a pediatrician, but after seeing the devastating effects of HIV/AIDS, she says she found her calling.
I said, I got my, reason of life.
While U.S. funding and influence has had a large impact on fighting the HIV epidemic in Africa, this is a place where Italy's influence has had a role.
This clinic is one of 7 in Mozambique, run by the community of Sant'Egidio. It's an international Catholic organization founded and headquartered in Rome. There's a photo of Pope Francis hanging on the wall. He visited here in 2019.
Yeah, when he came here, he came to visit the patients. It was so heart-touching.
When he spoke here, he compared healthcare workers to Jesus, saying they deal with the problem in its entirety, restoring dignity to women and children. Dr. Majid says this organization has a storied history in Mozambique.
The community of Sant'Egidio is very well known because of the peace.
That is, the peace that Mozambique found in 1992 when a bloody civil war was finally over. The peace deal itself was signed at the organization's headquarters. But the war had devastated health infrastructure, and almost immediately, the country was fighting a new battle, the AIDS crisis.
There was a lot of stigma, and the people were even not touching the patients, not even feeding them or giving any attention.
Just not touching them because they were fearful of contracting the virus themselves.
Yes, it was the beginning. It was the very beginning.
At one point,
AIDS was
Mozambique's health
fucked up.
ministry estimated that national life expectancy had fallen to just
I'm gonna let
38
that
years.
story go, but I grew up in the AIDS epidemic. It was a fucked up situation. There was a lot of bad people around that time. And Republicans were part of that. I don't forget that. That's why I just said red and blue, we always lose. Red and blue, we always lose. That's the saying. Marietta, this is our t-shirt. You get 50% of this. Red and blue, we always lose. That's the t-shirt. You sell those t-shirts with 50-50. Red and blue, we always lose.
Thanks to PEPFAR and other international partners. Today, the life expectancy in Mozambique has risen to 61 years.
Wow, 61, that's
Upstairs,
good.
a microbiology lab analyzes patient samples to share with other health centers across the country. Program coordinator Flavio Ishmael says this location now serves about 6,000 patients of chronic illness. But he points out the system relies on unstable infrastructure like water and power.
Water and power still struggling in.
Red and blue, we always lose.
A huge problem.
Even in Zampeto, close to the biggest city in Mozambique, blackouts remain a regular occurrence. And on the day we arrive, massive gas shortages brought on by the U.S. war with Iran are making it harder for patients to get to the hospital and for doctors to visit them.
Last week we had 3 vehicles on Friday doing the queue all entire day without doing anything else, just trying to have petrol.
Just waiting in line to get fuel.
Yes.
And of course, there is the issue of funding. Last year, the U.S. paused nearly all foreign aid soon after President Trump took office. The Center for Global Development analyzed PEPFAR data and found that more than 100,000 people in Mozambique lost access to HIV medication before the pause was partially lifted.
If we don't have this medication, we don't have the reagents, how we can follow the diseases.
Even though the community of Sant'Egidio doesn't receive money from the United States government, Dr. Nija Majid says that her work requires extensive coordination with partners who have lost funding. Her patients came to her in a panic.
So we receive even a full course of our patients, please just keep for us 1 year medication. You know, these kind of things. People was just...
Patients were calling you because they were hearing about this.
Yeah. So please just keep medication for me, store some medication for me, I'm coming to take.
The U.S. is currently reconfiguring its global health aid distribution and has signed a direct agreement with Mozambique's government to provide financial support over 5 years. Mozambique's health system relies heavily on foreign aid. More than half of its health budget comes from other countries. If international support falls short again, she fears a future that could look more like the past.
My fear is going back on that part, because you had a hope, you had medication, you know how it is, you saw the paradise, you know, and now you are telling me go back. So yeah, it's very hard.
A paradise built across decades. It's still fragile today. This story was supported by the Pulitzer Center.
Battery victim over there. It sounds like Cook County originally transferred it over to us.
Time
but
now
they
for
dropped
my
off. I don't have any further information. 47 in the red line for a battery victim. If anyone's in the area.
Stories of people whose kindness left a lasting impression. Today,
47 red line, battery victim.
My late wife.
So we're listening to the news, we're listening to the stories, we're listening to crime. 2026, SubX.News, we're changing. We're changing the dynamic of crime chasing, news, and social advocacy. And we're looking at beautiful downtown Chicago, Sears Tower. Yeah, we still call it Sears Tower. Or Big Willie, whichever one you want.
told to bring her into the ER. She didn't know anybody that was around, including me, about a half an hour after she was in the hospital. Her chemo nurse, who was her chemo nurse all the time that she was getting chemo, her name's Beverly, and Beverly comes in, and it was the first recognition that my wife knew somebody that was in the room, and she got a big smile on her face. And I asked Beverly, I said, what are you doing here in the hospital? And she said, well, I have to work 1 or 2 days a month. And they called me up and told me that Leslie was in the hospital. So I'm taking the first shift with your wife. That just moved me to, he wouldn't believe that somebody would come in and on their day off, because their patient was there, and to spend the first 8 hours with my late wife. So I know that when Beverly came in, she was going to be in good hands. And I've never gone back to Beverly and said thank you, but she's my unsung hero. And I'm sure she's the unsung hero for a lot of people. And that's what I got to say about Beverly. Thank you.
Mike Lopes lives in Ben Lomond, California. His wife was Leslie Lopes. Since Mike's recording, he's been able to thank Beverly in person. Find more stories of unsung heroes and submit your own at hiddenbrain.org. Support for My Unsung Hero comes from Viking, dedicated to creating traffic.
47 red line battery victim, right? I forgot. I'm listening to that story. It was heartwarming.
Alright, it is 099.
Yeah, I like relaxing and listening to this stuff. That was a good story there. I love that one. We need more of that. Battery victim, 47th Street Red Line.
68 degrees at 5:29. Thanks for being here this afternoon. You're listening to NPR News on Chicago's NPR News Station, 91.5 WBEZ. Well, happy June. Because it's June, that means, well, it means many things, but one of the things it means is that the legislative session in Springfield is wrapped up. It's done. What happened? What didn't happen? Senior State House reporter Mawa Iqbal is here in 15 minutes to explain. But stick around first for WBEZ News. Up next, we'll hear from Cheryl Ray Stout on the Springfield Bears bill that fizzled. And a local mental health organization hosted their 3rd annual Black Women's Wellness Retreat over the weekend. Stick around.
WBEZ is supported by Xfinity, working to deliver smart Wi-Fi with same-day setup to help power a seamlessly connected life. Learn more at Xfinity.com. Xfinity. Imagine that.
Quick look at the roads. The inbound Kennedy is an hour from O'Hare to the Byrne interchange, 20 minutes in from Montrose. Outbound, an hour to the airport, 35 to Montrose. Inbound Edens gets solid at Peterson. It's a 50-minute trip from Lake Cook to the junction. Inbound Ike, a 30-minute trip from Wolf to the old post office, an hour 10 in from 90. Back out, it's 45 minutes to Wolf with an accident that was just cleared at Cicero.
WBEZ is supported by Swan Galleries with contemporary art at auction June 4th. Paintings by Nicole Eisenman and Richard Mayhew. A cowrie shell sculpture by Simone Lee. And more. Info at swangalleries.com.
Clear skies tonight, lows in the mid-50s.
Live from NPR News in Washington, I'm Dwayne Brown. Census workers are starting to knock on doors today for field tests of the 2030 census in areas of Alabama and South Carolina. NPR's Hansi Long tells us this test is also expected to involve U.S. Postal Service workers.
Households in parts of Huntsville, Alabama, and Spartanburg, South Carolina, who aren't filling an online survey yet may get a knock at their door now through August. The Census Bureau says visits may take place during the day or evening as late as 9 p.m. local time. The Trump administration made last-minute changes to the 2026 census test to allow letter carriers from the U.S. Postal Service to help conduct interviews. That's drawn skepticism from census watchers who cite a past study from the Government Accountability Office. They found using USPS workers would not be cost-effective. USPS is plans to support NPR. Among other topics, the survey for the 2026 census test asked people about their U.S. citizenship status. Research shows that's likely to hurt the accuracy of census numbers used to redistribute local representation and federal funding. Hansi Long, NPR News.
Ex-FBI officials are attempting to throw a lifeline to anyone still with the Bureau and feeling especially vulnerable to attacks under the Trump administration. NPR's Ryan Lucas reports on a new support group.
The new group is called the FBI Support Network. It says the Trump administration is firing FBI staff for partisan reasons and weaponizing the Bureau. A video announcing the group's launch includes remarks from around a dozen former FBI officials, among them one-time acting FBI Director Brian Driscoll, a decorated Bureau veteran fired by the Trump administration.
It's time for those of us who served our country with the FBI to offer our assistance to the special agents, the intelligence analysts, and the professional staff who are under attack.
The FBI Support Network aims to provide legal assistance as well as emotional support and help finding new jobs. Right?
That's Ryan Lucas. This is NPR.
70 degrees at O'Hare, 64 at the lakefront at 5:32. Good evening. I'm Alex Degman with the WBEZ News. Illinois lawmakers couldn't agree on a tax incentive package to help the Bears build a new domed stadium in Arlington Heights. That means the team's still deciding on where to land, in Illinois or Indiana. Sports contributor Cheryl Ray Stout was on WBEZ's Say More today. She says the Indiana Bears still a very real possibility.
I have to think, at the way it is right now, if something isn't decided, it could be leaning towards Hammond. I think that Governor Pritzker and Kevin Warren have got to get in a room together to get this thing done.
In a statement, the Bears made clear they'd be sticking to their own timeline. They say a stadium decision is possible by late spring or early summer. Illinois lawmakers have renamed the Cook County portion of Interstate 57 the Reverend Jesse L. Jackson Sr. Expressway. The highway honors the late civil rights icon Reverend Jesse Jackson, who died in February. An initial proposal to honor Jackson with a highway designation would have renamed a portion of the Dan Ryan Expressway that runs through historically black neighborhoods like Bronzeville and Washington Park, but it lost momentum. The resolution that passed the Senate Saturday also asks the State Department of Transportation to put up signs that display the new name for Cook County's portion of I-57.
So spend money.
Sister Afia Community Care is a local mental health nonprofit based on Chicago's South Side. On Saturday, the organization hosted its third annual Wellness Rising Festival. Executive Director Kamisha Jones-Brandon says women's stress levels are rising due to the lingering effects of the pandemic and continued economic uncertainty.
Women and girls, but particularly black women and girls, are under a lot of stress and pressure to still, show up in the midst of all of this calamity happening.
Festival attendees received holistic wellness resources and participated in...
Marietta, I love you, sister. She's already got a hashtag. Red and blue always lose. All right, 50-50 on this one, Marietta. I agree, 50-50. You sell, we get 50-50. Red and blue always lose. You're the best, Marietta. You are the best, I'll tell you that. I love you. When you get on my show, I listen to you. I think about you. I think about your cool cooking segments. Yeah, I appreciate you. You always bring life to this show. I appreciate you. Let's listen what this left-wing WBEZ says. They're left-leaning, you can tell, right?
Mother Bennett Sister, a new BritBox original drama from the world of Jane Austen, following Mary Bennett as she finally finds her voice.
Let's try WBBM. That's enough of that.
Essentially as a way to try to throw some optimism in the conversation. But for now, the president says they're on. The Iranians have said they're off.
The matter further complicated as Israeli forces make their deepest incursion inside of Lebanon, despite a U.S. brokered ceasefire. It comes as Iran has previously said it wants any agreement to end fighting in Lebanon as well. However, the president says Israel and Hezbollah have agreed to dial back fighting for now. The president reconsidering whether to move forward with a nearly $1.8 billion fund meant to compensate his allies. Comes as the Justice Department says it will temporarily pause its implementation to comply with a court order. ABC's Alex Malin with more on the case that started it all.
A judge down in Florida who actually was the one overseeing President Trump's case against the IRS. That judge now, after a bipartisan group of judges submitted a filing asking her to reopen the case, she did say now she's ordering the administration by June 12th to provide answers on whether they committed a, quote, fraud on her court.
The potential retreat, a recognition of the legal setbacks the fund has encountered from both sides of the political aisle after it was announced 2 weeks ago. We'll update traffic, weather, and low gas prices coming up. It's 5:36.
Four Winds Casino will match your free play offers and multiply the fun. Bring your valid Indiana, Illinois, or Michigan casino free play coupon offers to any Four Winds location, and we will match your offers up to $500.
Alrighty, I think we can get going. What do you guys think?
Blue Shield of Illinois. We understand.
It was a little different. It was a little different tonight, right?
They seldom
We can do this, Marietta.
Southbound at Belmont, Tan Ford, they said they ran out of gas.
Southbound Lakeshore Drive at Belmont.
I did not say. Southbound at Belmont was all I gave.
Not publicly traded.
Alright. Ready to go?
So we don't only work for you.
Let me fill up my coffee jug so I don't have to do it while I'm driving and crash. We don't want to have no car crashes.
Within us all, shining through. So continue confidently down your own path to better health, knowing the wellness of your world is what makes ours turn.
I feel good, actually. I don't know why. I think it's because of you, Marietta. Whenever you get on the show, I think about doing right. Thinking about the right thing. Sometimes a little grumpy, I'm a little this, and when I see you, I change how I think because I know you're a good person. I always appreciate you, Marietta.
Crazy low interest rates on most new Ford models at Packy Web.
We must be like related, I bet you, somehow. In the old days. I don't know if you ever believe in that somehow in the olden days before we were born and all that, somehow we were connected. I feel that, me and you, Marietta. I don't know, we think the same, we kind of have the same ideas, but we're a little different. And you grew up on the north side, I'm on the south side, right? And we grew up differently, but we still think the same. We must have been connected in the old, super old days, like 1 billion years ago. We must have been related or something, you know? It'd be interesting to figure that out. So, I always appreciate you. Thank you very much, always. How's it going in your building? Any better? I know you got that crazy construction. Maybe I'll head on up there. Let's see if they're doing the drug dealing and the crime over there. You want me to check it out? I'll go up there. Why don't we go up to Marietta's place, see if they're doing, because I know they had a big fight over there a couple of weekends ago. We'll go up there. We'll go check that place out. We're gonna go ride through. We're gonna ride through maybe Fulton Market and wiggle our way up to Marietta's place. How about that? And see how it is over there by Wells Street, where we're gonna go up to where they just robbed a bunch of people this morning. But don't forget, crime is down, but they're robbing people. And driving away while they have plate readers and cameras in the whole city. There's people robbing people and then just driving away scotch-free, huh?
Under an hour in, 57.
Kind of interesting, isn't it?
53 to O'Hare.
How does that happen?
Eisenhower Expressway inbound an hour 7 from I-90, 35 in for Manheim. Headed out to Manheim, 42. Stevenson going out, 40 to the Tri-State, 52 out toward Bolingbrook and I-355. You're 50 minutes to drive in. South side, the Dan Ryan 32 out, 20 minutes inbound. 57 going out, 18 on the Bishop Ford. You're 24 on the way out to 8094. DuSable Lakeshore Drive is packed in through the Gold Coast on both sides. That traffic continues into Graham Park. And then southbound, you have some backups from 50th down to Hayes. Traffic sponsored by Chicago's North Shore Convention and Visitors Bureau. Summer sizzles on Chicago's North Shore. Ravinia debuts its new main stage, Hunter Pavilion. Plus farmers markets, sidewalk sales, and beach season in full swing. You can check out the full calendar of summer festivals and plan your summer getaway. On Chicago's
they busted his glass last week. See how long it takes?
Next report, 5:40.
See what they do to businesses? This guy's glass was busted. Manny's Deli. Some of the best corned beef in the city. See that there? Busted, huh? Did the mayor call him and say, I'll pay for your window because I allowed the crime to happen? Did the mayor call him and fix the window? No, he didn't. Why don't the mayor have a fund for broken windows and start fixing all the windows in the city? See, these are the things I want to start talking. That's why when I talk about Marietta and she's on our show, Marietta gives me good ideas. Why don't the mayor talk about the broken windows in our city and start repairing them? Yeah, the broken windows theory. It's a sociology idea, right? When things are no good looking, it makes people feel down and puts them down. So why don't The mayor say, look, any window that's broken, I'm gonna make sure it gets fixed within 24 hours. And that's it. Look, that window's broken in 2 weeks now. See that there?
Saves even $25 a month and never stops. That number is staggering.
Rob Hart, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
Staggering.
Big thank you to those working hard behind the scenes today here at News Radio. At the editor's desk, Patrick Rushman, and later Susan Glick. Our writer, Cecilia Fragakis. Assistant producers, Michael Shapaniak and Rachel Duckett. Traffic producer, Anton Peters. Broadcast
Let's do
managing
some
editor,
radio calls. How about that? Let's see where the crime's at. Where the crime, corruption, coercion is happening, right? Let's hear what's going on in the city of Chicago, right?
Yep, that is 10139.
Man, he's just going. There we go.
7 Charlie. Get our lunch at Archer or Princeton? Absolutely, and that'll give you 101.
That was 47 to the red line at 47th Street. We got a call from fire. They got a battery victim over there. Sounds like Cook County originally transferred it over to us, but they dropped off, so I don't have any further information. 47 to the red line for a battery victim, if anyone's in the area.
938
Seattle.
10147.
738 go ahead.
Number please, Clark and Lake.
Alright, it is 09981.
7383 David.
Yeah. 73. Yeah, 83 David, go ahead.
Red Line Garfield.
Yep, it is 1007. 1007 Charlie.
7 Charlie.
7388, boy.
Alright,
that one's gonna be
10156.
7320 Adam.
Check red line.
Alright, that is 10026.
Adam boys.
There you go. Marietta's got all the hashtags today.
Right on train 7073 eastbound from Clinton. Event please.
Check, that is 10060.
89 Adam.
739 Adam.
9 Adam.
739 Adam.
7 boy, we're going to do submission at UIC Blue Line, please.
Alright, that one's going to give you 10071. 10071.
For they.
38215.
3215.
Southbound at Belmont, Tan Ford. They said they ran out of gas.
99, right lane, left lane, west.
I did not say. Southbound at Belmont was all I gave.
One David.
Hey, one David.
First time migrant.
Yep, that is 10139.
3 Charlie.
7 minutes, Charlie.
Can we get our lunch at Archer or Princeton?
Absolutely, and that'll give you 10141.
353.
7353.
Got a number for Howard in the red.
Yep, it is 10147.
8387 Charlie.
787 Charlie.
Found accident bus from 51st.
Okay, that one is 10156.
787
Are we caught up with the radio calls that quick? Holy smokes. We are. Wow. So we had a homicide already earlier today, it sounds like. I think that was a homicide. Let me check what's happening outside our time range, right? That's why I say you gotta always put down what time. Let's see. I think the Phillips one is a homicide already. Yeah. Then we had another person shot on South Evans. So we had somebody shot on 76 and Phillips. A lot of migrants are down in that area on Phillips. So it'd be interesting to see if that's a migrant, who it is. 76 and Phillips, that was where, on 75th was the migrant building. Remember that one? We covered that one. We broke that story 2 years ago or whatever. And then on 62nd and Evans, there was a 27-year-old shot in an alley there. So we had 2 people shot today at least. And one was, I think the 76 and Phillips, the guy has passed away. All right, is it a guy or a woman? Let's see, let me double check. 30-year-old male. In a thing. Let me double check. I don't want to misspeak, so.
I'm sorry, who is the unit coming in? 4643 Adam. 4643 Adam.
Do you have a ticket for an auto accident at Central and Madison? I just got flagged up.
Central and Madison. Yeah, we do. Here, hold on. Yeah, we got it up there. No car en route yet, but they do have another one. I'm sorry, who unit coming in?
4643 Adam.
4643 Adam.
Do you have a ticket for an auto accident at Central and Madison? I just got flagged up.
Central and Madison. Yeah, we do. Here, hold on.
You're the hashtag queen, Marietta.
Yeah, we got it up there. No car en route yet, but they do have another one.
So there's a crash, but no police in the area. Did you just heard that, right? Like did you get to see the post I did the other day? There was a lady that was attacked in downtown Chicago and no one came to help her. Then when she kept calling to say, she says, I want to make a report, I said, there's nothing we can do. We'll go over there. Kind of nasty, man. You just heard of the car accident, right? And there's no car, there's no police around. Where are all the police right now? Where are they? Are they like at the stations? I thought the police job is to be out like patrolling for crime and crooks and criminals. It seems like they're not around. Don't you get that feeling?
Citywide battery in progress, 1040 East 73rd Street. Caller said her neighbor stole from her and then put hands on her. During the call taker said it sounds like a physical fight and struggle in the background. District 3 is on 7.
There we go. I'm thinking about going and seeing somebody.
Battery in progress, 1040 East 73rd Street. Caller said her neighbor stole from her and then put hands on her. During the call taker said it sounds like a physical fight and struggle in the background. District 3 is on 7.
I'm thinking about that. I still got to go down to the Southlands one day this week. I just don't feel like it today. I got to get my mind in it because it's a longer drive. So we're going to go down to Harvey, Dalton. Hey, what's up? And Fort Heights, maybe. I don't know. We can't hit them all. Burnham. And we're going to just see how that situation is down there. I got an idea to do a broadcast from down there. But I'm thinking about going down there anyways one day this week, so we'll see. I'm checking here because they sometimes throw out some good wood at this place. That's a so-so. Oh yeah, that wood is good right there, but it's small. See that there? That wood, that's good planking there, but it's short.
I'm a little bit rusty. Can you treat the sand over there and get them rolling?
Let me go check that out. I might come back. I don't have my van with my tools in it. My van's got my tools in it. Let me check that out. I'll show you what's good wood or not. This place, I don't know what they do. They build stuff in there, and they throw the wood out once in a while, right? Yeah, that's not good wood. See, they have this is special case. Well, that's actually really good wood. That's thick. This is okay, but it's too short. That's what's good here. This is what you do is you plane these and you put them together. You can make a table out of this. That's good wood right here. That's good wood right there. That's really good wood because it's straight. This one don't warp anymore. This is so. You can maybe make something out of that. I might bring my van, but that's okay. This you can make, if you combine these two, you can make a table. 1, 2 is a table right there. Maybe I need to get back to carpentry, Marietta. You're gonna be my business agent. You're gonna sell all my carpentry. How about that? Well, that's some good wood there. I gotta throw this. That's. I gotta throw out my taco juice here, man. I got taco juice napkin. That's some good wood there. I got my Jeep here, so I ain't got room in this one. I'll start doing the wood again like I did last year. And maybe I just take one day off. Maybe I just take one day off and don't do crime chasing and just do carpentry. I might get some tools and start building stuff at my place. I mean, I got the tools. Maybe I'll do it. You know, I could do carpentry without tools too. There's guys that do that too. And Marietta will sell my furniture. We'll do like $20 furniture, chairs and tables. We're not gonna build something fancy like Marshall Fields. We're gonna just build stuff for outdoors, maybe for the kids. I'll make it nice, right, so it lasts. But it ain't gonna be like, this ain't gonna be like $50 furniture. It's gonna be like $10 or $15 furniture. You know what I mean, right, Marietta? I know Marietta's the hashtag queen. That's good wood there. That planking.
In the citywide, getting a person with a knife, 1446 West 111. There's a group of people fighting in front of the location.
Where?
One of them has a knife, no description, nothing further, zone 9 clear.
Oh man, fight.
14 citywide, from the 9 2 male blacks, the knife, on the collar, the gas station, on the collar, what's the collar? Collar continues to follow them, they're back to the black box. One will be one will be more sure than the back. Pause at the BP on the
What was that person with a knife call, right? Person with a knife in a large fight.
Unit 3 citywide, battery in progress, 1040 East 73rd Street. Caller say her neighbor stole from her. They didn't put hands on her. During the call taker said it sounds like a physical fight. They struggle in the background. District 3 is on 7. 15.
Yeah, I just got back from furlough. I'm a little bit rusty.
4717.
Over there and get rolling.
4717.
Yeah, number.
Homeland number 48.
4643 out.
Both parties are going to wait for 15th District. Could you just give me that number for my camera and clear me?
Yeah, 10 for 10192. 10192.
Unit 22 in the citywide, getting a person with a knife, 1446 West 111. There's a group of people fighting in front of
192.
Unit 22 in the citywide, getting a person with a knife, 1446 West 111. There's a group of people fighting in front of the location. One of them has a knife, no description, nothing further, zone 9 clear. Unit 10, 14 in citywide, a person with a knife, western and solo to the beat.
4643 out.
Where was it? 111?
Unit 22 in the citywide, getting a person with a knife, 1446 West 111. There's a group of people fighting in front of the location. One of them has a knife, no description, nothing further, zone 9 clear. Unit 10,
West
111.
111.
The knife, Fullerton and western and Fullerton at the BP. 2 male blacks with a knife during the caller at the gas station. Now the caller is at Fullerton and Western. They didn't touch the caller. Caller thinks they may be following him. They're driving a black Honda. One of them seemed drunk. One had a
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Turkey tails, and beans? Oh no! With the rice? Oh, I can taste it right now.
David.
Southfield, what?
Yep, it is 10311.
So we're caught up on the radio calls, right?
Adam.
87 Adam.
Bus number 8151, westbound 7910, St. Lawrence.
Take event 10329, 10329.
385, John.
85, John.
7387 Adam.
Back. Enter right. 87 Adam.
Bus number 8151, westbound 7910, St. Lawrence.
Take event 10329, 10329.
Grandin State, let's go.
385.
It's right down the street. Let's go. Thanks. Thanks, Manu. Oh, man.
Number for Cermak, enter right.
There you go. How about that?
10331.
They're starting to sleep down there, right? That's a migrant there. He's got his motorcycle. The Grandin State, you said, Manu? This is Grand right here. Let's go. That's the dope spot. You know that, right? They sell drugs over there. I appreciate you. We're going to go right there. Oh, man. There's a bunch of drug addicts there, man. We'll stop back later on. We'll interview them. Grandin State, right, Manu? Is that how you pronounce your name? Manu, right? Bolt? Alright, I'm going, brother. I'm going.
10345, 10345.
That's a dope spot. Everybody knows that. Or is it migrants? Migrants are there by the Jewel, right? Is that a Jewel over there, Osco? What's over there? Is the Walgreens somewhere right there, right? You know where I'm talking about, right, my brother? Alright, come on, bro. You need to fucking go. Fucking go, bro. Let's go.
10345, 10345.
How you doing today, Manu? You good or what, brother? Staying above ground. That's all I gotta say, man. One step ahead of the Reaper. You know what I mean, my brother? Oh, man. Let's go. Grandin State. Grandin State. A lot getting chased. I love you, my brother. What channel is it on? It's not on. It's not. Oh, you're just probably watching it live. Cause yeah. Is that the migrants over there? Yeah, right.
Let's post
that, right? Let's post it.
Three event numbers from you for quality of life missions.
Big fight at Grandin State. 3 in custody, a bunch of guys running around the area. Thanks, Manu. SubX.News. Yeah, everybody understands, right? Remember, here, I'm gonna say it one more time. We ain't the dope dealers, we ain't the gangbangers, and we ain't the cops. We're the news. Do we get tips from everybody? Yes, but we're not them. We are the news. That's what we try to be. I appreciate you, my brother. But what high school, Peyton?
7385 Adam and Boy.
Reader says that it's a bunch of high schools fighting. That's Peyton's school over there, right? Or no, what? There is no high school. Unless they're on the train or something. Oh, man, I can't get through here, damn it. All right, Manu, we're gonna get there, man. Make sure I don't get a ticket, okay? March for the police. If you see the police, make sure you tell me to slow down.
7 minutes on the ride for 7385 David.
Alright, the first one for 9-5 is going to be 10365. 10365.
I'm cruising.
Second one is going to
I
be
just ate the tacos. I'll buy you a coffee if you're in the area, or a tea if you drink coffee or tea. If you're around, look for me, alright?
Eddie at 69th and Red.
If you see some gangbangers that don't like me, make sure you warn me so they don't shoot my dumb ass, okay?
Thank you so much.
Oh. No, I appreciate the tips. You know what? I think we're gonna call this the adult station. We're a little crazy, we're a little older. There's young people on this thing, and there's really old people. Marion, she's in their 90s. We got really older people in it. We got 90-year-old here. And we're like the middle-aged. We're kind of between the... I talked to my wife about this over the weekend. We're like in between the baby boomers and the Gen Zers. We're that one group in between who kind of got ripped off, right? So I consider that all of us the same boat. And, you know, we try to have fun, right? I call it the adult station, right? That's what I call this, SubX.News, you know what I mean? We try to be serious, we try to be fun, but we know what's important. Our families, God, and our neighbors are important. That's what I always say, right? I'm in my Jeep today. You'll see me if you're in the area, my brother. I'll buy you a coffee, okay? On me. If you're in the area, look for my Jeep. We'll stop and get a coffee, okay? On me, all right, brother? I appreciate you, man.
383 King.
83 King.
Brandon State. That's where we're heading to. One of our readers saying there's a big fight over there, a bunch of kids. Right, but I don't hear it on the main radio on Citywide.
7353.
Where we got Dearborn, so State Street's the next one, right, Manu?
24th District. Take event number 10396.
Citizen Sullivan, Citywide, person with a gun, 2600 block West Haddon. 2600 block West Haddon. Call states 2 males, ski mask, black clothing, guns in hand, on the north end block of the alley. No further information. Zone 3 clear.
10403 and 10405.
What was that? Couple of guys with guns on West Haddon. Haddon's on the north side, right? Oh, man.
Sullivan, Citywide, person with a gun, 2600 block West Haddon. 2600 block West Haddon. Call states 2 males, ski mask, black clothing, guns in hand, on the north end block of the alley. No further information.
2 guys with ski masks and guns in hand walking around.
Event 4 drop off at 47.
Take event 10416 104.
Alright, we're Grand and State. We're at Grand and State. There's the Mondos. Those are the migrants right there, right? I guess this one's over with, huh? I'm a little late on this one, right, brother? One block before Division, huh?
Do you mind if I grab 3 event numbers from you for quality of life mission?
Quality of life. That means you don't get arrested for smoking on a train.
25th and red for 7385 Adam and Boy.
Alright, what's the next one?
79th and red for 7385 David.
Alright, the first one for 9-5 is going to be 10365. 10365. The second one is going to be 10366. 10366. And what's the last one?
For 7385 Eddie at 69th and Red.
It's going to be 10371. 10371.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
85 Henry.
85 Henry.
We are headed to Mount Sinai Hospital for a detail. Can we have an event number?
Take event number 10386. 10386.
383 King.
83 King.
I have event number for the red line at Chicago.
This is 10391. 10391.
7353.
7353.
Gas Pass Hermitage and Schreiber.
24th District. Take event number 10396.
Citizen Sullivan, statewide person with a gun, 2600 block West Haddon. 2600 block West Haddon. Call states 2 males, ski mask, black clothing, guns in hand, on the north end block of the alley. No further information. Zone 3 clear.
10403 and 10405.
2600 block West Haddon.
760.
Event 4 drop off at 47.
Take event 10416. 10416.
Yes, they cleared it up, Manu. We're caught up on the radio calls too.
1-5.
Alright.
You can get your 50% out of the way while 19th West.
Alright, that's fine. Well, I already called them a while ago. They might have picked it up.
We're at, this is state in Ohio, Ontario. Grand is down the street. We'll go a couple, we'll goes back and forth. We'll see what's going on here, right?
Units of 10 and Citywide getting a person with a gun at Douglas and Holman and Douglas. Caller states male black. Warren states Thomas Leslie wearing all black Nike suit and a white Jeep put a gun on her and then fled. Unknown if he's still around. No flight. No further. So 10 station clear. For the units of the other Citywide, they're getting one ticket of shots fired. 6-4 in Maryland and 6-4. Always just about 12 shots fired in the area. I got nothing further. Their district zone 7.
Anybody close to Patrick Lecture Drive for auto access meeting?
They look like they're having a hard time over there. Trying to get that car on the trailer or something like that. See that? Maybe they had the Rock and Roll McDonald. Here, there's a dude crashed out at the Hard Rock Cafe. See that there? The plywood special we did a couple of years ago. We're the first ones to do the plywood special stuff. Now everybody does plywood. This is the Hard Rock Cafe, old Rock and Roll McDonald's, the Rainforest Cafe. This has been abandoned for I don't know how long now. A couple of years, 3-4 years. Let me go check in over here. I know something over here. It's a little rough. There's a little rough area around here, man. Let's see what's going on here. That's this guy, right? You guys all right? They said there's a bunch of high schoolers running around here fighting. I do crime chasing.
It's a teen gathering.
Oh, really? Where at? At the high school?
Everywhere. Everywhere here in Chicago. The cops can't stop them because they're too fast, you know?
Yeah, I know. This place used to be hot a little way ago. I used to talk to the old security guy here all the time. But I just got in. They said they were over there by Grand by the casino. So I was just wondering if they came over here. Because usually they hit the McDonald's over there.
Yeah, they hit the McDonald's and then they'll come in here and try to steal stuff over here.
Yeah, the juices and everything.
Yeah.
To drink.
Chips and oil. They be stealing oil too.
For what?
I don't know. Just for their
Drink
vehicles. Just for their vehicles and shit, you know? Some of them are kind of like...
You're crazy. Did you just tell me this?
Yes.
They steal motor oil?
Yes. One of them.
No, bro.
I prevented him from stealing it.
Motor oil? Like the quart or the big one?
The quarts. The little quarts. The ones that they use to put oil.
I'm sorry to laugh. I know it's bad because it's crime, but that's fucked up. I'm sorry to use bad language. I know you can't, but I can't.
No, you're fine. You're fine. No worries.
That's bad. So motor oil.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, he went in there. I was like, hey, you gotta pay for that. He's like, oh, okay. He's like, yeah, you caught me. I was like, yeah, I definitely caught you. You cannot steal here. I'm watching you, you know?
All right, Gomez John, SubX.News, brother. Be safe, all right? You heard it right here live on SubX.News. They steal motor oil. Oh, my gosh. Manu, did you hear that? Motor oil, bro. Did you hear that, Manu? Motor oil. They steal motor oil now. Quart. And I thought they might steal the big one. You know, the big 5-gallon one. But he says, no, they steal a little quart one. You're out of your mind. Maniac. Maniacals. Oh, man. All right, where are we going, Manu? I remember you used to comment before. You haven't been around for a while. You good or what, my brother? What are we going to do now? I don't know where we're going to go. We're going to go this way. We're going to go see what's going on over here. I know that the mob owns a few places over here. The Italian mob owns some stuff back here. A lot of Italian mob owns a lot of this stuff. People always say, why did the Italian mob let the city go down? I don't know. They might be in part of it. I don't know. You know, you drive down prices and then you buy the property cheap and it rises up. Think about this. You got $1 million building, right? A high-rise, a sky-rise, right? We're going to go by the Bally's, right? You got $1 million sky-rise, right? Whatever. Well, there's Hooters. Everybody knows Hooters, right? And then, so think about it. You got $1 million sky-rise, right? I'm just making the figures so it's easy to understand. Whatever, it's $1 million, blah, 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 right? You're rich, you're this, whatever, right? And then what happens? They're like, man, we need to make some money, right? The economy sucks. There ain't no making no money. Nobody's buying drugs. Nobody's doing pornos, whatever, right? So what do? You maybe drop some drugs or porno or something into a neighborhood.
The battery in progress, 6349 Tuck Cottage, 6349 Tuck Cottage Road. Callers reporting 4 people fighting inside the Family Dollar, unknown weapons. I got nothing further, sir. District 7.
Fighting in the Family Dollar, right?
387, boy.
That's 387, boy.
Right, please, boss 80.
4 people fighting in the Family Dollar, 63rd and Cottage.
Take event number 105 37 105 37.
What's up? So, let's go back to our example, right? The $1 million home or building, whatever. You can call it homes, building, business, or whatever you want. And it doesn't matter. So what do? You need to make some money, man. Right? You got to figure, oh, man, they're building something here. Look, there's some stuff going on. Papa George. Man, I wonder if that's hooked up with the mob there, right? Probably is. It's all mob stuff around here. And it is what it is. I mean, it's not a negative connotation. It's just the fact, right? So, You got $1 million building. You want to make some money, so what do? You drop some dope in there, some meth, or whatever crazy stuff they're making now, the weird drugs, right? Synthetic stuff. I told you I owe you that, guys, the documentary from the History Channel where China is teaching people how to make the drugs from your kitchen stuff, right? I got to send you guys that documentary. I watched it about 6 months ago. Yes. They're teaching people how to make these drugs, the wild ones that make you wacky, out of regular chemicals around your house.
14.
So, back to the $1 million thing. So they teach this stuff to people. And what do they say? Go drop that crap over there or whatever it is, right? So what happens when you got $1 million home or a skyscraper right downtown? And guess what happens? Well, you can't sell it for $1 million. Auto act for sentence on election. And then what happens? You got COVID, you got some riots, you got all this crazy stuff happening. So now your building ain't worth $1 million anymore. It's only worth $500,000. So now what do? You try to sell your building for $750,000, let's say, right? You say, man, I gotta get my money back. I know I'm gonna lose it. It's worth $1 million, so I'm gonna sell for $750,000. So what happens? You drop some more drugs in the neighborhood. You do some more crime, and now what? You can't sell that building for $500,000. You gotta sell for $200,000 or $100,000. Guess what happens? The dude that's been dropping the dope in the neighborhood, or somebody else, picks it up for $100,000. They clean up the neighborhood for a few years, and guess what? It's worth $1 million. What did you just make? What did you just make? You just made $900,000 for doing nothing. Nothing. That's how real estate works. It shouldn't work that way, and it doesn't work that way in all neighborhoods, but in certain neighborhoods in Chicago, that's how it works. It's part of gentrification, and not all gentrification is bad, and not all neighborhoods that happens to, right? In the old days, it was white flight, right? Whites were told, oh yeah, those people are bad. Those brown people, those black people, they're no good. You need to get out of here. Guess what happened? Guess what happened with white flight? Do you think the blacks and the Mexicans that paid for that land got a good deal? Absolutely not. The real estate people tricked the whites. They said, look, those black people are coming. You need to move. So what did the whites do? They left the neighborhood. They gave up their properties, right? Oh, we can't go this way, right? I wanted to go here, right? Not Cabrini Green, right? And so what happened? So the real estate people picked up all those properties. They either bought them or they were abandoned. And then what happened? They sold them to black families and Hispanic families. You think they sold them for cheap? Absolutely not. And then now what are they doing? Now what are they doing? They're dropping what? Migrants in the neighborhoods. They're dropping this fentanyl in neighborhoods. They're dropping, what's the other drug? Meth and whatever else they do into these neighborhoods that are now what? Predominantly working class. They're the black communities. They're the Mexican communities, right? They're Hispanic communities. They might be poor whites or working whites. Or they might be the old projects, right? And they're trying to get rid of them people. And then they're trying to build something like here. Anybody ever been here by the Riverwalk? There's $1 million boats here, man. I already did a couple of videos out here. There's $1 million homes here. These are $1 million condos here. Condos, not homes. Condos. 845, wherever the hell I'm at. I don't even know where I'm at. This is all expensive. Most of the people here aren't from Chicago. These are new people. These are the gigabytes. These are the gigabytes. These are the new people that run those new companies, gigabytes, right? Those kinds of people. I'll show you. It's all expensive. I can't even get in there. It's all expensive here. Look at this. This used to be Cabrini Green and all of that stuff, right? Go through Cabrini Green. So that's how it works. That's how it works. Sometimes gentrification is good, like factories leave because of businesses. And factories been leaving for years, right? Because of what? And it's true what Brandon says, Nixon, because he what? They did deals with China and they brought cheap junk into our country, right? Because it undermined Japan, right? That's why they did that. And then what happens? Remember, that $1 million building, if you got drugs and crime running around there, it's not worth $1 million. But then what happens once you buy it, and a bunch of people buy it, like these? These are the row houses. Brandon Johnson keeps saying what? We don't have housing here. We do. Look at all the housing. This is our housing. We own this housing. This is the Cabrini Green row houses, right? Here, let me show you this. Right? There you go, man. Look at that. Pretty cool, right? This is an the whole street. See that there? Look at that. That's pretty cool, ain't it? Look at that. See that there? Cabrini Green, look up the name. Why, who's it named there? It's named after, I think, a nurse or somebody that did social justice, like Ida B. Wells, right? These are social justice places meant to do what? To give people a fair shot, to give them a good place to live, give them clean water, give them electricity, a safe space to live. I'm gonna take you in the back of here. I'll show you in the back. They have all beautiful courtyards in the back of here, right? Look at that, it's beautiful. And what? Look, the mayor keeps saying there's no housing, but yeah, there is. Look, these are all empty houses. We own these. This is Chicago-owned housing. And guess what? It's empty. Why? Because they want the blacks out is what they want. They want to build that in front of you. They want to build $1 million condo here now, right? That's what they want. Got that? That's what they're working on. This ain't for us. What's up, fellas?
Yo, shit up, man. Don't you, hey.
What's up?
Man, come on, man. You gotta chill out, man.
Who? What am I doing?
Hey, man, you talking about our motherfucking mayor.
What about him? He ain't helping none of us, is he? He ain't helping me.
Hey, will you help us then?
Well, I'm trying to. I try to work with Willie over here. You know Willie, right, Junior? He used to work over here on the row houses. We've been trying to work on this thing over here. Fleming.
Oh, yeah.
You guys hooked up with him or not? Or is he good with you guys or not? I known him for 20 years.
Oh, you ain't knowing with him?
Yeah, when I used to work down on Hyde Park. I used to teach carpentry on 63rd and Stony. That's how I know him, yeah. Let's go forward. I ain't got you on. I ain't got you on.
You got robbed, though.
Who, me?
You got robbed over there.
Hey, that's what we're gonna do like that. How about like that? So yeah, so are you guys good with Fleming or not? Cause look, I just do my thing. I don't know nobody.
Hey, Dad. What you do? You get a haircut?
So what I'm talking about is why aren't we living in these places and why aren't we making money? Are we waiting for them to take it over and sell it for $1 million? You kind of get where I'm going? I'll stop by here, man. What do you guys drink? Bud Light? Maybe I'll get a 12-pack. I'll get off the camera and we'll talk about something, all right? Is that all right? John, SubX.News, all right? John, SubX.News, yeah. I've been doing this for 20 years, man. I started because my kids were getting murdered. My students were murdered down there on 62nd and Stony Island. As I was teaching and they were doing the school closings. Remember those days? That's how I got doing all of this reporting and stuff. And then that's how I started working on gentrification. They're taking land and all of this stuff. The Alba homes, UIC's taking those over. They're kicking everybody out. They got migrants living over there now.
Hey, when you come down, why don't you just grab Junior, come on down?
All right, I'll call him up. Where's he at? Because he's traveling a lot. The last I heard he was in D.C. All right, I'll talk to you guys later, all right?
All right, big homie. What's your name again?
SubX.News, John. Yeah, SubX.News.
No, I said your name.
Oh, my name is John. John Kugler. John Kugler, Kugler. If you see Fleming, you tell him John said hello. I got his number somewhere in one of my old phones, all right? Take it easy, fellas, all right? See you guys. I'll stop by one night, all right? Well, we're gonna get off the camera, okay? There you go, right? What's up? So sometimes you gotta put the camera down, okay, guys? Out of respect. If they ask to put it down, I'll put it down, right? They know me out here. Everybody knows me. Got that? What's up, my brother? Alright, where are we going? Now we're gonna check out the opposition. We're gonna go over here by the gardens. I don't know if I should be doing this, Marietta. The two opposing sides. And I know some guys back here too. Let's go visit these guys. You remember when the scooter shooting happened here? I liked it. The first thing they say, you don't like the mayor. So you see, they're talking about me. I told you they are. What's the first thing old boy said? He goes, oh, you're talking bad about the mayor. That means it's going around that you got to stop SubX. Got that? Hey, you know. I say, yeah, man, I've been doing this a lot longer than the mayor, man. A lot longer, man. Why is the mayor hooked up with the developer? Why isn't the mayor fixed up the row houses, right? If the mayor's your friend, then why isn't he hooked up the row house? Because he wants you out. That's why. I told you, that's the story, the $1 million home, right? $1 million, you put some drugs and dope into the area, right? You clean it out and then you sell it, right? You take the building away that's worth $1 million for $100 grand, then you sell it for $1 million, you make $900,000. That's good money. And anybody watching this show make a $900,000 in one deal? I never have. Imagine you can make a $900,000 in one deal. One. And you know how many deals there are in downtown? You want to see how many abandoned buildings are downtown? Down that way. All those abandoned buildings. Look at this. It's 6:27 p.m. Look at this. Look at this. What do you see here? What do you see? It's completely empty. Got that? It's completely empty. This place used to be packed with traffic, right? Look at that. See that? See that there? It's completely empty. Check this out. 6:28 p.m. We're on Walton. See this here? We're on Walton, Orleans. This used to be a really busy street here. People going back and forth. What do you see here? There ain't no one here. It's abandoned. There's no traffic. There's no commerce. There's no nothing, okay? That's what you're watching. It's 6:30 p.m. There's nothing happening. It's abandoned. It's empty. This is in the middle of, this is the core of the city here. This is middle. It's a little north of downtown. But this is part of the core of the city. This used to have hundreds of thousands of people living here. Cabrini Green was right next to it. It's empty. That's what happens. Got that? It's empty. It's an empty city. Are we listening to the radio calls or not?
83 Adam.
96, 7th District, can I have a please?
Sure, 10722, 107.
Empty city. Orleans. There's no traffic, no commerce. And it's 6:30 p.m. June 1st, 2026.
Charlie.
94 Charlie, go.
394 Charlie, can I have a number for on slow red?
10726, 10726.
I know some guys back here. Let me go see these guys. What I'm stepping into. You see, the first thing they said, you're talking bad about the mayor. How do they know what I talk about if I'm driving around in my Jeep and driving through the Cabrini Green? Think about that, everybody watching this show right now. Think about it. You're watching the show. There is no other show. Domi said it before. There is no other. Domi. There's a viewer that's called Domi. He came up with our nickname 2 years ago. There is no other. We were just driving in Cabrini Green. We don't know who we're talking to. There's a good guy. Those are good fellas. They're just hanging out, having a cold beer. There ain't nothing wrong with that. I like that. When you're on your neighborhood taking care of what you need to take care of, that's a good person. Those are good guys. And what does he say? You're talking bad about the mayor. How does he know who I am? How does he know who I am? How? How does he not mention the mayor? You got that? You got what I'm saying right now, right? Those of you watching this show, you just witnessed it. Those guys are okay. They're watching their block. They're protecting their neighborhood. Every neighborhood should have guys like that, and women that protect their block. Have a cold beer, sit in some lawn chairs, take care of their business. And I love that. That's a good way to take care of your neighborhood. You can call it bad or good. I agree with that method, right? I think that's a good method. But the point I'm trying to make is the first thing they say is, oh, why are you talking bad about the mayor? How do you know what I'm talking about, right? And I'm just a random guy in a car and you're just a random guy on the street. All of a sudden we're talking about something else. Kind of get it? You guys get that? Do you understand that? That's the reach we have. And the mayor talks to people and has meetings. I know the mayor because I used to work with him. I was at the union before he was even around. And I know how they plan. I know everything the way the mayor works. I know the exact method of operation, MO. They have meetings about everybody. They watch the internet. They watch all of that stuff. That's what they do. I know those guys. Got that. It's not a joke. It ain't a funny. It ain't ha-ha. It ain't, ooh, I'm scared. I'm just telling you the facts. They monitor everything and everything. And that's what you're part of. When you're part of SubX, you're part of that I don't even know what the heck I was doing. A couple of things here and then I forgot. Gotta watch I don't get in an accident. How does a guy sitting in Cabrini Green know what I do on my podcast or with live feeds, right? How does he know that? Unless somebody tells him about me, right? And that don't mean good or bad. That means he's a good guy. That's the guy you want to know. You know why? Because he knows what's happening in the city and his neighborhood. Those are good people. When you know what's going on in your city, that's a good person. That's not a bad person. That's the person you want to know. That's the person you want to talk to, okay? Alright, let's see. We're heading on over to some spot here, right? How about that? We're gonna do a reverse way here today, right? I told you people know us, man. SubX.News, there is no other. No other. No one does what we do and there'll never be another. Got that? That's just the way life goes. Got that? That's a fact. You know where I'm at?
We're changing location in front of the Steel Museum.
Alright,
385 George.
85 George.
Number for Garfield and Red, please.
This is 10684.
For units attended citywide, I'm getting a call of a person with a gun at 18th and Karlov and 18th. Callers reporting a group of gang members with guns are attempting to shoot him outside. At the location, caller has a speech impairment difficult to understand. No further. Zone 10 station clear.
3K.
83K.
What was that? 18th and Karlov, right?
1096. 10694. 10694.
A bunch of gangbangers are trying to shoot him. 18th and Karlov. He has a speech impediment.
7388 Adam.
Just the park station.
88 Adam, Texas 10703, 10703.
7383 Frank.
83 Frank.
Your number for Roosevelt, Redlands, please.
10709, 10709.
For Crowley.
7383 Adam.
See, Ms. Zidor got that one. She understood what that conversation was about, right, Ms. Zidor? Like, wow. Yeah, wow.
94 Charlie, go.
94 Charlie can have a number for Roosevelt Red.
10726, 10726.
SubX.News. We're under the sun. Here, this used to have multiple trains. Those were different train tracks up there. See that there? That was another train track right there. See those two? They're not being used now. That's a train up there. Got that?
Take us down 10748, 10748.
$73.85 Eddie.
7385 Eddie again.
69 and flat line, back row, please.
Take us down 107.
Ready to keep moving, everybody, or what? What happened to the radio calls? Oh, where are we at? Yeah, Ms. Zidor just figured it out. She goes, whoa. It don't matter. As long as you know the lines. I'm a reporter. I'm not associated with one side or the other. That's the point. That doesn't mean one side is good and one side is bad or anything like that. I'm just telling you what we do here. That's what we try to do. Do we have our opinions? Do we have a bias? Absolutely we do. 100%. I'm never gonna pretend I don't have a bias and I don't have opinions. But when we try to do the reporting, we try to do the reporting straight, right? To give you the news, and we give you a little bit of our feedback on what we think. But we try to give you, what is it? Who, what, when, and where, and how, right? And that's what we try to explain. That's what we try to do. So that way, people who view this can make their own decisions about what's going on, right? That's the idea. Now you see, right? Everybody watches our show, huh? Pretty wild, ain't it? Yeah. Oh, I'm sure, yeah, if you talk to the mayor, you probably see, if you ask for the mayor's feed, social media feed, I'm sure we're on it. I bet you they have briefings about me. You want to bet? I know, because I used to work with those guys. I know exactly how they operate. But that's okay.
7385 Eddie.
7385 Eddie again.
69 on red line, back row, please.
Take about 10761, 10761.
214.
Man.
I'm the paper, I just crashed my favorite.
Okay.
383 Wood.
733 boy.
Can we get a couple numbers upper and lower for 79th and a red line?
Sure, take it that number 10825, 10825.
385 Frank.
85 Frank.
The quality of life mission, turn the red line.
Take 10833.
7394 boy.
94 boy.
Let me get a green line check at Roosevelt, please.
10857, 10857.
408 Charlie.
alley.
Traffic stop in Ohio and St. Louis in the alley. We're good for right now.
9-10-1.
$603.
4603.
Yes, ma'am. Can we get an event number for Sort 1 and 18?
Take event 10888. 10888.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Looks pretty wild, huh? We're in the middle of the city here. Yeah, there's all kinds of crazy stuff in the city.
Third-party caller stating that a male is beating a female in a white stand, pulled over near the location. No weapons seen. It is a white Toyota Corolla. No further. Zone 10 station clear.
Frequency mode.
Pretty wild, huh? How do people know a dude that's riding around in his old beaten up truck with a video feed, talking smack, huh? This is the question, Ms. Zidore and Randy. I like Randy's question, and why? Why does a dude in a truck talking smack important to anybody? I'm just driving in a truck. I'm eating tacos. I'm driving on the railroad tracks. Got it? There you go. Right? The gangbangers bend the signs there. See the bent sign there? You see that there? These are expensive houses. Who wants to do a Zillow on one of these here? So we're at Cleveland and Blackhawk. You see them bending the signs, the gangbanger? Why don't you look up one of these houses? Why don't you look up, what is this, Cleveland? Why don't you look up, somebody look up this. Look up this address. Oh, that's not one house. Those are multiple condos. You see, that's 3 addresses there. We want to get one house. We want to get, because then we have to do the math and multiply by 3. We don't want, these are all condos. We're on Cleveland. We're going to get one of these houses. How about this one right here? Let's find out this one. This is it's a duplex, right? Side by side. Oh, now that's 4. You see 4 different addresses there? None of these are single family homes. 1434 Cleveland. Look that up on Zillow. Why don't we do that? 1434, and we're right next to Cabrini Green, right? Let's see where this is. What is that? 1434 Cleveland, right? What do you think that one of those?
Yeah, take event 10942, 10942. Anybody at 63 in the red line? I got an EMS 63 in the red line. I got a male black, white hat, red shirt, army pants. Little white shoes laid out on the platform, unresponsive. He's blue breathing. We got fire rolling. Anybody close?
How much do you think that one is? It's 2N, the unit. Oh my gosh. Come on. Who wants to guess how much one of these units are? So there's 4 units in this building.
Anybody at 63 in the red line?
Come on, man. Come on. This is the SubX.News gentrification real estate quiz. See the house there? We just came from Cabrini Green, right? 63rd Street, there's somebody OD'd on the train tracks, right? Or on the platform. So there you go. We're looking at, this is the experiment today, right? There's 4 units there. That's not one house. I thought that was 2 houses side by side. It's not 2 houses. It's 4 houses. So that's somehow split up. You see that there? So there's 4 of those in there. How much you think each one of those costs? Anybody got a guess? Huh? Anybody want to guess? Randy, you got a guess? There you go. 1 unit. There you go. See that? That's the house right there, ain't it? See that there? That's the house. There you go. 1 unit. And there's 4 of them in there. So 4 of them in there, that's worth what? 3 million smacks. It might be more because it might be a bigger unit on top if you got the rooftop unit. See, because it's got a rooftop unit. So this building right there we're looking at, if you multiply it by 4 is what? So 900 times 4 is, well, actually that's more. 9 times 4 is what? That's more. That's, what's 9 times 4? 36, right? Isn't it? 9 times 4 is 36. 2 times 9 is 18. 18 times 2 is 36. So you're looking at, because that's 9, right? You're rolling that up to 9. So that's 900 grand for 1 unit. There's 4 units in there. That building, right there that you're looking at, is at least, what? 33.6 million smacks. So add it up, round up, it's more 4 million smacks right there. And who knows, there might be different prices for that unit there, right? See that there? Look at that. All these prices here. Look at that. Oh man, look at that one there. There's one that's for $1 million each. Look at that. See that there? I'm Mohawk. There you go. You get the idea now? 336. Marietta's good at math. That's why she does that's why she's in charge of the t-shirt sales. I'm bad. Marietta knows I'm bad with math. Marietta already knows me. She goes, don't count on Kugler for the math. There you go. 3.6 million. Look at me, Zidor. Look at that. Here, why don't you check this one out? We'll let this lady out. Right? Why don't we check this next one out here? Huh? These are single family homes here. Let me show you these. I don't want to crash. These are rich people over here, right? So here's, well, that one's got 2 mail. But what you got to do is go by the mailboxes, right? How many mail? That one had 4 mailboxes. So you can multiply 9 by 4. So now now let's look at this one, right? Look, we got that one is 1446 North Cleveland, 1416 North Cleveland. And this is what? What's this one? 1418 Cleveland, right? Because we're going north. North is in back of us. So now let's look up that duplex there, right? That's two units in there. Let's look up 14, what is that? 16 North Cleveland, right? How much is each one of those worth? What do you guys think? $1 million each? 2 million each? Let's check it out. Alright, this is the first unit. Price unknown. Oh man, they have price unknown. They say it's $4,000 a month for rent. Alright, so what do we do next? Next we're gonna do 1418. That's a single, that's one mailbox. Let's see if we can see that one, right? Oh man, you wanna see who's got some money? Oh no, these are not 2,000, these are 4,000. You wanna see this one? Look, how about that one right there, my brother? See that one right there? That's just a 2-flat, right? With a little roof deck or something on top. See that? That's a regular 2-flat in any neighborhood in the city of Chicago. But it's a single family home. It's got 1 mailbox. That one's got 2 mailboxes. Then we don't have an address. So for this one here, we're looking at 1418, right? North Cleveland. You want to see how much that one is? There you go. You see, who can count that high? You ever see that much money? I never seen that kind of money. Have you? There you go. No, it's 4,000. Miss Zedor's just, Miss Zedor, if you had something in your mouth that just fell out, right, Miss Zedor? There. That is that. 2 million smackaroos right there. Miss Zedor's like, I don't know, you know, maybe that's why they watch. What are the taxes? We can look up here. They might have the taxes here. Sales range 2.1 million. Let's see. Home values, comparable homes, $2 million. They're all around here. Owner options, home for rent. They renting homes here for $8,000 a month. Refinance and save. Look at how much to refinance that house right there. Look, $10,000 a month just for that. 10 G's a month. 10K. Look, Marietta's like, what? You know how much I made last year doing Facebook? 10 grand. I didn't even pay 1 month's rent. I'd be evicted. I'd be like, I'm on the internet. I'll do eviction shows. Look at that. $10,000 a month. That's right down the street from you, Marietta. It's coming for you. And let's see if they had the taxes over here. Here, they might have taxes here, right? Price history, 1 million, whatever. Here, tax history. There you go. Oh my gosh. Do you want to see the taxes here? Look. That's in 2023, and they went up since then. So they went up 3. So look at that. Yeah, yes. Now you know why they watch our page. Now you know why they watch our page. Now you know why they tell people, the guys on the street, John's a bad guy. Why? I ain't against gangbangers. I ain't against drug dealing. I ain't against any of that stuff. As long as I don't see it, I don't care what you do. It has nothing to do with me. Why do they tell the gangbangers that I'm a bad man? Because of that. You see that right there? Someone's paying $22,000 a year in taxes. Does somebody even make that much money a year? Imagine that's how much they're paying just in taxes. That's not including the internet cable. They're not including the water fees. That's not including the mortgage. That's not the mortgage there. That's just the taxes. There you go. Marietta got it. Marietta knows what she said. Marietta's in the middle of this. Marietta knows exactly what's going on. Marietta lives right here. I'm going to show you. We're not going to show you where Marietta lives. We're in her area, all right? We're not going to show you where Marietta lives. Marietta's in the middle of the gentrification. She knows exactly what it is. She knows what it is. She knows exactly what this is about. So that's why they tell the bankers, that guy in that old busted up truck, yeah, he's a bad guy. He doesn't like Brandon Johnson. Well, look at that. That's what Brandon Johnson does, doesn't he? Doesn't he? Is that normal? What normal Chicagoan can pay that much in taxes? There you go. That's 23. Remember, that's 3 years behind. We can check the new ones. I can check that. Maybe I'll go home and I'll check. I'll put it. This is what I'm going to do. In this live video, I'm going to say, why don't I check? I'll put it as an action item. I need to check the updated tax bill for 1418 North Cleveland. And we're going to see if it's higher than $22,000 a year. Remember, that's just the taxes. That's not the mortgage. The mortgage is $10,000 a month. So 12 months is what? $120,000 a year in just mortgage. It's $22,000 in taxes. So that's what? $150,000. $150,000 for mortgage and taxes. That's not including water fees, bills, maintenance, anything else. Just the mortgage and the taxes are $150,000 right there. How much do you have to make to afford that? The old rule is a third, right? So that means you got to make what? $450,000 a year to afford this place. Minimum. There you go. Maybe that's why they tell people that I'm not a good guy. That's where I'm heading to, Marietta. That's where I'm heading to. So there you go. You got it now. Now you know why they tell people that's a bad guy, right? That guy's bad man. He bad man, right? Yeah, that's why. Because I show you what's really happening, right? Who in Chicago that you grew up with can afford $150,000 in mortgage and in taxes? Who can afford? That's not including your food. That's not including your car. That's not including your clothes. That's not including your phone bill, your electric bill, your gas bill, your cable bill. That's not including nothing else. That's just straight mortgage and taxes, 150 grand. Right there, you just seen it. It's in front of you. Want to check some more? I do this all the time. That's why they don't like me. You think Brandon Johnson likes drugs? Absolutely not. He don't. He uses people. He's a user. That's who he is. He uses anybody to get elected. There you go, man. You got one of them potholes here. Remember that, Marietta? We're on this street here. Look at that. Look at that pothole. You know what's funny? I'm going to show you this. Well, look at this funny video here. I got to make this funny video. Let me show you guys a funny video here, right? I'm going to make a funny video, okay? I'm going to show you how they watch my show. It's 6:56 p.m., June 1st, 2020. So let me show you how Mayor Brandon Johnson watches my show and how silly he is. You see this pothole here, right? Well, I don't know what street are we on. What street is this? I don't know what the hell street. What the hell street I'm on here? I don't even know, man. What street is this? What street is that, say, over there? We're on Evergreen. So we're on Evergreen. You see that here? Let me show you this. I got a video. You can backtrack my video. We're on Evergreen, okay? We're on the north side. We're on Evergreen in Cleveland. We're going east now. See this pothole here? Look at this pothole. See that pothole there? Man, that's a messed up pothole there. You see that one down there? Let me show you this to you, right? Let me put this up here. I got another camera rolling. See that pothole there? It's a deep one there. See that there? That's a deep pothole. Now let me show you something. We did a video over here. See all these potholes? There's more potholes. See that there in front of you? Look at that. So we did a video here about 2 months ago. We did the moon video. Are we on the moon? There's deep potholes, right? That's when they put out the wolf pack. These are all potholes. These are all they're sunk 6 inches deep here. And we said, this is the wolf pack. Where are they? Why aren't they fixing the potholes? Remember the wolf pack? The mayor came out with some weird TV wolf pack thing. We made a video right here. I'll show you where we're going. You'll see it right here. See the pothole right in front of us? We're on Evergreen and Hudson now. You see that there? There's a little one there. It's packed. But you see the one in front where that car just passed? Look at that. It's fixed. And you can look up SubX.News and look up Hudson or Evergreen pothole. You see that one? That's plugged because we put a video on it. But I have a block behind us. That pothole ain't fixed. What does that tell you? That the mayor's office watches our videos and it reacts to our videos and plugs the video. But if you don't go in back of you, a block back, it ain't fixed. You see that there? Look that video up. I have a video about this pothole, but behind us, that pothole wasn't fixed. So that means what? Someone came out here and fixed that pothole, but didn't fix anything else. It shows you that the mayor's office watches my show. Got that? That's how life goes, all right? SubX.News. Yeah, we're watched, wanted, and stalked. That's all I got to tell you. There you go. What is that? Evergreen and Sedgwick. Pothole. Pothole scammer. There you go, right? Alright. Now we're gonna go over here. We're riding around Marietta's neighborhood here, right? This is Marietta. Now you understand what's going on here. Marietta lives around $1 million homes. This is the Marshall Field Gardens, right? Let me just post that video. The pothole scammers. We're over here 2 months ago talking about a pothole here. Looks like the mayor's office watches our videos and fixed one pothole but didn't fix the rest. Over on Evergreen and Hudson. 6:50 p.m. June 1st, 2026.
Of course, this summer. So while we've gotten a little bit of a 2-week break from high prices, we could go right back up, and it's still not impossible that later this summer, even ahead of July 4th, that we could see the national average pressing $5 a gallon.
He couldn't care less if Iran resumes talks with the U.S. after cutting them off earlier today, says President Trump, but he was also busy on the phone today about it. At the White House, ABC's Rachel Scott.
ABC News has learned the president did get on the phone with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to try to halt the bombing in southern Lebanon, to keep the Iranians at the negotiating table. Netanyahu insists Israel will not leave southern Lebanon. The president telling our John Carl, there was a little glitch today, but I turned that one around very quickly.
Trump also said that in a phone call with Hezbollah, the Iran-backed militants agreed to stop attacks on Israel. Justice Department says it will abide by a federal judge's temporary freezing of the Trump administration's special $1.8 billion fund aimed at paying people claiming they were wronged by the Biden administration. Sources last week said Republican senators expressed strong opposition to the acting attorney general about it, citing the coming November elections. At the Capitol, Missouri Senator Eric Schmidt was asked by ABC's Jay O'Brien.
Did it become a distraction up here on Capitol Hill, that fund? I mean, not for me, but I think at this point, like I said, for some of your colleagues, maybe, but it doesn't matter anymore. If it was, it isn't anymore. So,
the state of Florida suing OpenAI, claiming the company knowingly released and aggressively marketed
ChatGPT while concealing serious risks. You're listening to ABC News.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some
drugs, meth, fentanyl, gangbangers, molesters. That's all sideshows. That's all sideshow crap. Sideshowism. That's the big stuff. When you see someone is paying $22,000 a year in taxes, more than most of us can dream of, right? They're paying $150,000 in mortgage. Got it? A year. Think about that. Conceptualize that in your mind. Yeah, that's more than most people make. So now you got to think of who's buying those places and where are they getting that money. Where are they working and where are they getting their money from? That's what you got to think about. That's the scam.
ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
It's all empty around here, Marietta. They're all hiding.
Chicago's news, traffic, and weather station. News Radio 105.9.
I don't like this building. It's all locked up. Look at this. See that there? They got locks there. It's dangerous. Padlocks.
Good evening. I'm Haley Hansen. Thanks for tuning in tonight. It is 59 degrees along the lakefront under partly clear skies. We are going to be back in the 50s through the overnight hours. We're expecting another great day tomorrow, though. Lots of sunshine, temperatures in the mid-70s, and mainly clear by nightfall. Summer just started, but we're certainly feeling it. As we look deeper into the forecast, we're seeing more sun than clouds and hot with highs up in the 80s. All this heat does bring with it a chance for storms, however, by the end of the work week. We'll tell you all about it in the AccuWeather 5-day forecast coming up at 7:15. But first, our top local story here on News Radio WBBM. The Bears say they still plan to make a stadium decision this summer, but Illinois lawmakers just missed a major deadline. WBBM's Sarah Herrera has the details.
The late push to help the Bears build a new stadium in Illinois fell apart before lawmakers ramped up session in Springfield. The team says it's still considering Arlington Heights and Hammond, Indiana, not mentioning Chicago. Mayor Brandon Johnson says even though it's been 6 weeks since he last spoke to the Bears, he said he doesn't believe Indiana's proposal has completed key items like an environmental study.
I am still ready to have conversations with all of our stakeholders to keep the Bears right here in Chicago. Again, the only viable plan for a publicly owned stadium was the one that I presented.
Indiana lawmakers have already approved incentives while Illinois leaders remain divided over how much public help should be offered. Bears say they'll announce a final decision later this summer. Sarah Herrera, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
People commuting to work or school on buses and trains may have already seen a change that took effect today.
We have an influx of cash that's coming in.
And RTA Chair Kirk Dillard says the CTA, Metra, and PACE get to start spending that $1 billion in cash right away under the transit reform measure passed in Springfield last year that takes effect today.
For riders, there's really nothing they have to do other than sit back and enjoy the expanded service.
When will riders start to see some of those enhancements on their commutes or their weekend trips into and out of the city?
Immediately.
They include expanded service on city and suburban bus and train lines, more security, and cleaner trains and stations.
That's been so badly needed.
Down the road, Dillard says riders can expect a universal fare card, finally. And behind-the-scenes changes will include a new board replacing the RTA to oversee all three agencies.
Only good things are ahead for mass transit in the Chicagoland area.
Jeff Buckles, News Radio 105.9, WBBM.
After failing to persuade the village of Arlington Heights to fly the Pride flag, advocates for the LGBTQ+ community have found other ways to show their support.
Customers who walk into the busy cafe Cocoa and Blue here in downtown Arlington Heights pass a sticker boasting Heights Pride at the front door.
It seems crazy to me that that's even a discussion. Obviously, everyone is welcome. Everybody should be treated equal. We've been through all of this.
Owner Michael Brown is disappointed with last year's board vote not to display the Pride flag outside Village Hall. Janet McCarthy, founder and president of the LGBTQ group Glenn's Friends.
Yeah, they look a little rough there, Marietta. I ain't gonna mess with those guys. They look serious.
Something much larger.
Those guys look a lot. They look really serious there.
Progressive Pride flag.
on the side of their building, so it faces Village Hall.
McCarthy is also celebrating a Pride concert her nonprofit is putting on in North School Park this month, along with the Village and Park District. In Arlington Heights, Nancy Hardy, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
A man is fighting for his life after he was shot and wounded on the city's south side. Chicago police say it happened in the South Shore neighborhood near 76th and Phillips shortly before 12:30 this afternoon. Officers found a 30-year-old man in an apartment with multiple gunshot wounds to the body. He was rushed to a nearby hospital where he remains in critical condition. So far, no arrests have been made. In Woodstock, a man is facing multiple felony charges after police say a domestic violence incident ended with him intentionally crashing a car into a townhome.
Police say 31-year-old Matthew Zamorano assaulted a woman, leaving her with injuries that required 7 stitches before allegedly taking her phone to stop her from calling 911. Investigators say hours later he drove his Honda Civic into a Woodstock townhome with the intent of harming himself. The crash sent the car into the home's kitchen and dining room, causing major damage and displacing a family of 4. Zamorano suffered minor injuries and now faces several felony and misdemeanor charges. Rachel Pearson, News Radio 105.9 WBDM.
It's 7:08. Traffic and weather together on the 8th, sponsored by Plumbers 911. Here's Lisa Costi.
We've got a multi-vehicle crash on the Eisenhower inbound your heavy from Mannheim to Harlem. It is blocking the on-ramp. 41 minutes in from the Jane Addams to the Jane Green interchange. 23 from Mannheim. Outbound slow central to Harlem. 16 minutes to Mannheim. 34 out to the Jane Addams. The Edens now heavy from Cicero to the Junction. It's 18 minutes in. No problems outbound. The Kennedy now 40 minutes in.
I'm making a video here.
24 from the Junction. Outbound just 25 minutes to O'Hare. Express lanes outbound moving the same as the locals. The Stevenson just 27 in from I-355 to DeSable Lakeshore Drive. Same on your outbound side. The Dan Ryan inbound solid from the Stevenson to Cermak. They're cleaning up an earlier crash block in the lane. 16 minutes in for you. Outbound's wide open. I-57 looking good. The Bishop Ford outbound heavy from 115 to Bobian Woods. Long-term road work with 22 minutes from the Ryan to 8094. DeSable Lakeshore Drive, heavy approach to Chicago Avenue in both directions. The Tri-State southbound, heavy from the Eisenhower to Ogden and then past Halsted. The rest of your tollways, the Jane Addams, the Reagan doing okay. The Veterans southbound, you're slow from I-290 to Lake Street. That earlier crash has cleared. And Route 53 southbound, you're slow Currituck to Algonquin, long-term road work. Traffic is sponsored by Plumbers 911. Leaks, clogs, or burst pipes, Chicagoland depends on Plumbers 911, providing professional, licensed local 130 plumbers to get the job done right the first time. For 24/7 emergency service, call 833-PLUM-911. Next traffic at 7:18 on News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
The WBBM AccuWeather forecast calls for mostly clear skies through tonight and into the overnight hours. Our low dropping down to 54. Tomorrow, Tuesday, plenty of sunshine and warm, a high up to 75 in the suburbs, although we're holding steady in the 60s along the lakefront. A mostly clear night tomorrow with that low down to 53. By Wednesday, we're going to see even more sun and even warmer temperatures. Our high up to 82, although we're in the 70s along the lake. Right now, it's 59 degrees along the lakefront, 72 in Joliet, and a partly sunny 67
Extremely
at both
dangerous.
airports at 7:10.
Steppenwolf
Shouldn't be
Theater
this
presents
way.
the Chicago
You're endangering
premiere of
everybody
Catch
who
as
lives
Catch
in this
Can,
building.
led by an all-ensemble cast. 3 actors take on 6
North
roles,
Hudson.
bridging generation
North
and
Hudson.
gender, in a
Building
theatrical
10.
tour de
Padlocked.
force that upends the kitchen sink drama, asking, what happens when we refuse to play the roles we're prescribed? The ferociously inventive play must be witnessed to be believed. Written by Mia Chung and directed by Tony-nominated ensemble member Amy Morgan. Performances begin June 4th. Tickets at steppenwolf.org.
This is more than a food bank. This is a team that cares deeply about people. In partnership with over 900 feeding
Let me
sites
show you
across
guys what I'm
northern
looking at,
Illinois.
all right?
Together, we're doing everything we can to support our neighbors through this moment and the next. No matter what
You guys
comes
want
our
to see
way,
what I'm talking about? I'll
we're
show you. I'll
here
put
to
it
help.
on the video,
At
right?
Northern Illinois Food Bank, we're hungry for purpose. Are you? Visit solvehungertoday.org to volunteer now.
Let me show you
Northern
what I'm
Illinois
doing.
Food Bank. Neighbors empowered.
Hey, how you doing?
Good evening.
Doing a video on these padlocks, man. I shouldn't have those there. That's dangerous.
No, it's dangerous not having them on there.
Yeah, because you can't get out. You know what I'm talking about? That's like the fire code. You know, that's P2 nightclub. Remember that thing? All those people got stuck. Remember that? Hey, they got to put like the push thing so you can get out. You know what I'm talking about? Like on a school.
Yeah, but I think they put them on there because the outsiders coming in is dangerous, more dangerous. So the outsiders just come in. That's why they got.
Yeah, I know what you mean for security, but Safety. That one time. Be safe, okay? SubX.News, by the way. I'm putting this on the internet. See ya. Nice meeting you. So there we go, right? This is what we're talking about. Look at this. It's padlocked, and I get it. It's security. But you can't do it this way. You see that there? Look. That's an exit door. If something happens in here, how are anybody going to get out? That's where we're at. See that there? See that there? Look, it's a padlock. You ain't getting out. There's no way to get out. If something happens and you have to get out, look, you can't get out here. And every one of these is this way. Every one of them are. Like, I'll show you, right? That one's padlocked too. Right over there. That one's got a padlock on it too. See that there? See that there? Look. See that? That's padlocked. That's an exit door there, huh? That's where we're at. Who did that? You need to do something different where you can get out and it's secure, right? I get the security, but this is more dangerous. If something happens in there, how are people gonna get out, right? See that there? That's dangerous. You can't get out. I understand the security issue. I get that. Yeah, that's a death trap. That's what Marietta just said. See that? You can't get out. If something happens in there, what are you going to do here? And then everybody runs this way, a whole bunch of people. Then you're jam-packed, right? Right? Is that what's going to happen? Can you get out? All right, I got to move because the Amazon driver is here. Let me move here. Let me move because the Amazon driver's right there, right?
Don't wait for your AC to break down. Call 4 Seasons now for a complete AC tune-up for just $89.95. They'll back it up with a 1-year
Garfield, the red line. So far, we got absolutely nothing. Again, slow it down.
Garfield red line. There you go. Let me just show you. Garfield red line. Somebody shot. They're saying, but they don't have nothing yet. See that? That one's locked too. You see that there? It's locked. It's padlocked.
4603.
A family office is a team that can handle the 3 biggest financial responsibilities of families.
There we go. Death trap. Death trap. So that's just an...
Alright, by George, only other thing I got for you is that the caller has on a yellow shirt. That's it.
Something going on. Garfield red line. Let's listen up.
Caller is wearing a yellow shirt.
That's a death trap.
There's someone down there with that description on 55th. There's 5 citizens there. We talked to each and every one of them, and they're fine. So, alright, can I give a disregard? Maybe on the train, I don't know. Alright, he said multiple times he was on the platform. You want me to give it a disregard? 9th District sent in the whole cavalry. Alright, they're saying the offender's gonna be a male black.
Person called in that he was shot at 55th Garfield Red Line Station, but there's no one shot. They're checking the location. Unsubstantiated. Disregard.
I'm sorry, 7340, repeat that? I'm on scene at Garfield. 7340 is on scene as well, 10-4. 7350, which are they going? Call for person shot at Garfield, the red line at Garfield. Male stated he just got shot on the platform. Still getting details. If it's in 15 citywide, person with a gun, 723 North Menard, 723 North Menard. 2 mailbacks wearing black clothing, chasing somebody, now walking down the street with guns in their waistband. Not sure which direction, 15th District, so quick. You got a call for person shot, Garfield in the red line at Garfield. Male stated he just got shot on the platform. Still getting details to follow. 85 George is here. We're going to hear a shot. Alright, 85 George on scene, advising they did not hear any shots. Let me know if you find this individual. Platform now, there's no one down there. Nobody down on the platform, 10-4. Train either. Maybe he's coming on the train. No train either. Okay, 10-4. We'll wait for the next train here to see if we got anything. Again, it's still details to follow. 383 boy, what's going on the red line? Garfield in the red line getting 1 ticket from a first party caller saying he was just shot on the platform. Get a call back on that? They're still on the phone with him. Stay by just a second. Alright, they're saying the offender's gonna be a male black with a black hoodie, red t-shirt, and black caller, he was last seen on the platform. He was a 92.
7340.
I'm sorry, 7340, repeat that?
I'm out of scene at Garfield.
7340's on scene as well, 10-4.
7391 Charlie.
91 Charlie going?
What's going on? David's coming.
David's coming 210 for 7385 George, you got any updates?
There's nothing. I was talking to CPA employees, K9s, nobody seen anything, nobody, nothing so far.
Alright, can I give it a slowdown? Alright, can I take a slowdown? Slow it down to the person shot, Garfield, the red line. So far, we got absolutely nothing. Again, slow it down.
4603.
4603.
Can we get a Homeland Security track at the Jardine Water Plant?
Yeah, 10-4. Jardine 11313. 11313. Alright, 85 George. Only other thing I got for it is that the caller has on a yellow shirt. That's it. Caller is wearing a yellow shirt.
There's only down here in the description on 55th. There's 5 citizens down here. We'll talk to each and every one of them, and they're fine. So,
alright, can I give it a disregard?
Slow down, maybe the train, I don't know.
Alright, no, he said multiple times he was on the platform. You want me to give it a disregard, 9th District sending the whole cavalry?
Socialism doesn't believe in the separation of people. This is a lie. It's an agent provocateur government scam to separate people.
3350.
01 Sam, check the north and south stations of Garfield, 63rd, 35th, 47th, maybe.
Yeah, 10-4. 731 Sam.
301 Sam, we're checking the cameras. And
Provocateur operation.
It was several people all at once. 735 George said I could, and then a couple other people came up too. And give me like 2 minutes. We're gonna try to call this guy back and see what's up.
4164 boy.
4164 boy.
This is Arizona request car service for vehicle.
A couple more clicks. You need citywide 3.
7385 Frank.
85 Frank.
Taxi 63rd and red line.
Yep, 10-4. That is 11348. Alright, and all units on Garfield and the red line, he is no longer picking up the phone. The phone does ring, but nobody picks it up.
83 George, or Henry, I'm sorry.
73 Henry.
Can I get an event number for a platform check on the Jackson red line, please?
Yep, that is 11355.
85 Eddie.
85 Eddie.
That number for offer 69 in the red line.
Alright, that is 11356.
7387 Adam.
787 Adam.
Number 7630 heading eastbound from 79th and Union.
Alright, that is 11364.
You know what? You know.
85 George, it's 11277.
11277.
Alright, no problem.
3884.
7388 boy.
Number for Jefferson Park and the blue line, please.
Yep, it is 11383.
Thank you.
Adam.
Unison 11 on Security Lobby, a person shot 3607 West Crenshaw, 3607 West Crenshaw. Close details to follow. All I have is a person shot right now. No further to 611, no stand clear.
7385 Charlie.
785 Charlie.
Number for the
Crenshaw, right? That's up here, isn't it? No, that's, I know where that's at. You know, that's by UIC over there, right?
93.
Hey, what Charlie? Question, have a red number for Jamaica Red Line? 11399.
Call of a person shot.
Unit 11 on Citywide, we're going to take over a person shot. 3607 West Crenshaw, 360.
3884.
Unit 11 on Citywide, we're going to take over a person shot. 3607 West Crenshaw, 3607 West Crenshaw. Come on, details to follow. All I have is a person shot right now. No further. District 11, mountain clear.
7385 Charlie.
Unit 11 on Citywide, we're going to take over a person shot. 3607 West Crenshaw, 3607 West Crenshaw. Come on, details to follow. All I have is a person shot right now. No further. District 11, mountain clear.
That's the west side over there.
785 Charlie. Number for the 87-3 red light stop.
Yep, that is 11393.
Junior Charlie.
91 Charlie.
Correct, can I have the red number for Summit red light?
Yep, that is 11399. 7 Jam. Okay, that is 11410.
Let's go to Crenshaw, right? So I was just gonna say this, Marietta. Yeah, it's by UIC. You know where that's at. That's over by, that kid was shot there on Halloween last year. The morning of Halloween or the afternoon of Halloween, he was shot over there. He was riding on a Divya bike and got shot, gunned down. Halloween morning or Halloween afternoon? I don't know. There's a bunch of shootings that Halloween. That was last year or the year before. But think about this, Marietta, and I stop thinking this way. Look at what time it is. We've been on for 3 hours and 24 minutes. Why? Because Marietta's on the show. Because she keeps it positive. She keeps it moving. She's like the whip. Right? She's, I hate that. Alright, we'll call it a different way. The manager. Do you see how fast we went today? We've seen all kinds of stuff already today. Now we're going to a shooting scene. So this is what I'm going to do. Why don't I run it? Why don't I shut it down now so we don't go too far over 3 hours? We're at 3 hours now. And I just go put it on that we're heading to the west side to a shooting scene, okay? So it's 7:24 p.m. We're heading over to Crenshaw and see if there's a shooting over there. It might be bona fide, might not be bona fide. We don't know, but that's what we're going to do. So it's 7:25 p.m., June 1st, 2026. We're going out west. We're shutting down this live feed and going to turn on another one. All right, talk to you guys later in a second.